There it is. See how sudden that is?
Good. That just
Folks, we're here.
Who designed that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Someone who's been replaced. The leader of branding, the chief brand officer. Folks, we're here. It's a glorious occasion. It's a special day at the Grin. Damn, what's happened there? Is this new? Or is this something we've never used?
We just don't use it.
Okay, pretty cool. We're here. It's going to be a really fun evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. Evening for me, afternoon for the lads. We're going to be hanging out for a few hours. We're celebrating, we're partying. And eventually, a couple hours or so, we're going to be watching the first LNG Productions upload together as a family. It's going to be a premiere. We're going to link it in the chat. Everyone's going to fire the link up. We're going to react live to a little teaser of things ahead on LNG Productions. But this is going to be very, very chill, as opposed to our usual hard-hitting broadcasts. And I think it's a pretty fitting reflection of the Grin squad we have on screen right now. There's going to be people coming in and out. There's going to be folks, a rotating lineup. But confirm, Shoot, it certainly feels right that you're here this evening, brother. How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm in the bottom of the 8th inning of this game of MLB The Show, so I'm going to be distracted here for a few minutes. But
yeah,
hanging in. It's a national holiday here in the United States.
Yes.
So I did not have to go to work today. So we're just hanging out.
You don't consider this work, bro? You don't consider this work?
Well, you don't pay me, so that doesn't really make it work.
Oh, I don't. All right. I'll check my PayPal on that next time, boss. Remember what happened last time we had this discussion on the air?
I know. Well, usually when I bring up money on the air, that means I've been paid. So I'm hoping that's what's happened, that the money's there and I just don't realize
it's not. There's another. I think we've got another 5 days until the YouTube payout. I think. So
I will say I was very relieved because I was a little bit confused about which channel this was going to be on.
Yeah.
And if this was on the other channel where we don't have super chats, like I may not have shown up. Speaking of which, guys, get your super chats in. This is my 3rd show in 3 days. I need the money.
Oh, come on. That's crazy. Last night being a date on the shoot fucking schedule is outrageous. All you did was show up and tried to heal Oracle.
Yeah, I didn't even have my camera on because I didn't have a shirt on. Just sitting on the couch.
The absolute, the tension in Oracle as he responds to you when you ask him that question every time. Like, he sits back in his chair. He knows what you're doing. He can't help himself, you know? He can't help himself. All right. Much discussed, Buster. I know you've been up for a while, bro, right? Up early this morning and getting a lot of stuff done. You look fresh, dude, considering. How are you? Can you hear Buster?
Nope.
No, we can't hear Buster.
Nothing.
Fucking
this is what you expect. Finally. This is the kind of production value you expect when you're launching the new channel, you know? That's why it's on the old channel, this deal, bro. Folks, we can't be expected to. Buster looks very confused at the issue right now. He's shaking his head. Okay. I think I heard him then. Buster? Didn't he just...
And he's gone.
Fair enough. Marcus, how are you, brother?
Well, as someone that's not muted and you can see me, I'm doing quite all right. You know, it's post Grand Slam Mexico. Had a nice little time over there watching on the Grin lawn last night. And in the background, I have my former bed, which is going to be replaced by a bunk bed pretty soon later on today. So, got a lot of things going on.
It's a big occasion.
What's your bunk bed strategy, Marcus? Are you going to sleep in the same bed every time, or are you going to switch it up?
Mix
I'm going top 100% every single time.
Yeah.
There.
All right. Keep us updated on that. That's interesting. You've taken a clear choice there, a clear direction. So a coward would have said, I'm open to see how it works out. You know, you don't want to commit yourself to anything. But Buster, you're no coward. How are you?
I'm good. I woke up like an hour ago. Rushed into the shower. I don't know how I slept that long. I actually really don't. I didn't stay up that late. I don't know what happened. I'm good though. Yeah, I'm here to hang out. I'm gonna try and stay here the whole time. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's tough to say in it because we don't know really how long we're gonna be here. Yeah. But we are gonna be just talking shit. Really, we are gonna answer some questions along the way because it is. I think it'd be fair. In fear of getting ahead of myself, it'd be fair for someone to say, why is the channel that does 35 live streams a month starting a new channel? And that's a fair question. And we will
I've asked that question. I didn't directly ask that question, but I thought it the entire time you were telling me about it.
Yeah. So we have a lot to talk about. Chris, it's been the last time you were on, I believe, was Full Sail Behind, Chris, I believe.
That sounds right. That
Yeah,
sounds
for
right.
any new viewers, Chris was the crown jewel of our Young Lion system. He's moved on to bigger and better things, so we're stuck with Tope and Dukes. But Chris, it's great to have you on, bro. How are you?
Very proud to be the Young Lion representation here tonight. I'm mostly here for answers too, because
Yeah.
I've been told things about this project for a while, but always very like, this is what we're working on, very hush hush, very top secret. But from what I understand, it's a lot of multiple people's passion project kind of combined into one, which is really exciting. And I think everybody's like, even though a lot of people don't know what it is, I feel like there's been a lot of excitement around it. So
yes,
I'm really excited for it.
Well, in true professional wrestling fashion, I was going to say late night Grin fashion, but if we're honest, professional wrestling fashion, you're going to see many people on the stream tonight. They have no fucking idea what's happening. They have no clue. That's what this business was built on. You work the boys. It's always worked. It's always worked. Never let any promo down before.
It's foolproof, and it's never once led to the downfall or temporary downswing of any promotion in the history of the business. No, not at all.
And I'll go a step further. One better than that. You're still not going to know everything by the end of this because we can't announce everything. In fact, the biggest thing we still can't announce. So we continue to be cryptic. We give you nothing really here, folks. We give you nothing, but we try and have fun along the way. That's the best we can do. So,
do you guys remember when the World Wrestling Federation launched the World Wrestling Federation Network? And a professional wrestler that I don't like to talk about anymore openly questioned how his pay was going to be affected repeatedly. That's why I'm here.
Who was that? Who did that?
CM Punk.
Oh, I thought it was like a pervert. I was thinking, wait, who was it? Like Adam Rose or someone?
All I know is after this month, he ain't got to question his pay no more.
Yeah,
ain't that the truth?
Business is different because that was a big thing. The DVD sales and such. That was a big part of the payoff, wasn't it? Maven did a video about it. Yeah, Maven did a big video about that. With his fake money. That video he did where he talks about how much he got paid to do RF video was a disgrace, Matt. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Fake money with a Feinstein logo behind him.
Incredible.
That's wild.
Talking about his payoff, right? We've got a couple super chats here from our wonderful Grinners, folks. We appreciate everyone that's joining us here. We appreciate everyone that's subscribed already. I should know LNG Productions, the channel, is linked below. We have already soared over 150 subscribers. We've only been up a couple of hours. So we appreciate that. And as we said, before we're done here, we will have a video uploaded. We're going to enjoy that together. So again, we will answer some questions, but I want to go to the chat, go to some of these messages, and then we'll kind of just do our usual bullshit. I mean, the beauty of people coming in that don't know what's going on is we're going to explain it multiple times, which serves two purposes at once, really.
Kills time.
That's the beauty of this business, isn't it? Got to roll to ringside sometimes and soak up the atmosphere a little bit, you know. Big Fat Orange Cat sent us a super chat. So the LNG has had an immensely positive impact on my wrestling fandom. From the lads on screens to folks in the chat, you all have made engaging with the medium a joy. Thank you all. How that's very, very kind. Yeah. Generous to Bob, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. But very kind, and we're very thankful for it. I think
the late night Grin hasn't even had a positive impact on Bob's wrestling fandom.
It's actually, let's just pause the show for a minute to discuss that. So before we go any further, Bob is figured in when it comes to LNG Productions. He's already recorded something, which you'll see a clip of later. Yeah. He's figured in, but it has to be said, there is a real charm, Matt, to the kind of temperature of Bob when it comes to wrestling, the tone, the flavor. He sounds like a spiteful man.
Yeah.
Kind of 98 Steve Austin. How do you feel about Bob's evolution as a wrestling fan?
He appears to hate wrestling now, but he still keeps up on it.
Yeah. Reads the Observer.
Yeah, he's from what I can tell, he's just filled with dread about Hangman losing it at All In.
Which is fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating.
He reposted a post today trashing the World Wrestling Federation. It was kind of beast.
Well,
that's
always good.
But does he watch? He's not watching any of the TV buildings.
No, he definitely doesn't watch the TV.
No, but he's desperate for Hangman to win.
Yeah.
What I think's happening, I think his plan is if Hangman wins, he's going to go all in. And that's what he's planning.
No pun intended.
Unintended. I was gonna say. It was
that might be his plan. I think that actual plan would last about a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the beauty of the business, though, right?
I don't know. They have Shelton, though. You know.
You would have thought. I don't think he's watched a single Shelton match since he's been in AEW.
No way. He
must
watch
not. I think he watched the first couple. Yeah.
Yeah. The Sammy Guevara match was a dream match for Bob.
True.
What the fuck? My Dasher just fucking left Jack in the Box on my order and then went back.
Maybe they forgot something.
You can tell Buster's locked in for the party, bro.
I'm sorry, on the way. I'm hungry. I just woke up.
No, you're fine. I was being serious.
True.
By the way, it has to be said, fellas, when you're just looking for a thumbnail and you type in partywwe.com photos, you don't know what you're going to get. You just don't know, right? You don't know what you're going to get. I have a couple images to share here. There's some that we didn't make the cut. This was, of course, what we used. And this is one of the greatest things. I mean, I don't know what the motivation for this was, but
sorry, I probably should have waited to put that up there.
That's fine. And that is incredible that Bob sincerely gives recaps from Wrestling Observer.
Yeah.
One of the photos I stumbled upon on a WWE.com gallery was this one, which is one of the most fascinating.
Oh wow.
What in the world?
That is a very different look for the Shield. Very different.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that it's blurry.
Yeah, so I guess like they got a shitty photo, but they needed to post it because it was Bex, you know? They had to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple others here, but we'll go through those as we work through this here this evening. But nonetheless, as we were saying, thank you, Big Fat Orange Cat. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support, and we're excited. We're fired up. We'll explain why as we go here. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just spend the whole 4-hour stream just going, we're going to explain this or something.
I don't think we should explain it.
Yeah, that'd be good, Graps. Actually,
what if like we just never posted anything on that channel?
That would be godly. There's a chance.
Just reference it constantly.
Yeah.
The minute you start explaining, you just like cut the black and nothing happens.
Just once every 10 days or so on a stream, we just go, just keep your eye on the channel next week, folks. It's time.
Eye emojis.
Yeah. Big things ahead. Eyeball emojis.
Hashtag coming soon.
We need it. Okay. Thank you again, Big Fat Orange Cat. Riley Walker. Better. Riley has been watching our programs since they were on, since the Late Night Grin was just a show on like Distraction Plus Patreon.
Wow.
Which is now
real OG.
We're 2 months away from that being 4 years ago.
No.
Yeah. So Riley would have been on the Patreon 4 years ago, and the Late Night Grin starts in August, right? So that's crazy. So I say that to say thank you. And he says, happy for the LNG crew, excited for you all, and wanted to say thank you for all the joy you guys have brought throughout the past 4 years. There you go. Shout out to Nigel's call of the year last night for Mistico, the Cathedral of Lucha Libre. Nigel McGuinness is excellent at his job.
Yeah, very, very, very good.
That was, I rewatched today the entrance a couple of times, and then Matt, you sent in the group chat the live show. That was a special moment, boys, last night. Mistico's entrance.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll live long in the memory, wouldn't it?
I came real close to tearing up on that one.
I watched it afterwards.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I was like, that was real awesome. Special. They like really present him as this is like an icon. Gave him the music and everything.
Yeah.
I thought, they did a really good job of like, not just with him, just like the whole building, the whole like a lot of reverence. You don't always see that. Even from them, you don't always see that. So
I agree. But AEW, for all its faults, I think its greatest strength has always been Tony's respect for wrestling history.
Yeah.
That is like, but I agree with you. He still doesn't nail the presentation every time by any means, but that's something he's got consistently right from a spiritual point of view. And look, I think there's still more we want there. I think it would be a shame if that was the last we saw of Mistico. I mean, Mistico needs to get his comeuppance on MJF, right? So
I think without going I think they have a real opportunity to lean into this. And I think it's a really good idea for a number of reasons, some of which we don't even need to get into, but I think it'd be a really good idea for them to really play up this CMLL partnership for a while and really lean into.
They're one of the hottest promotions in the world.
Yeah.
The most consistent, absolutely.
I mean,
they got me watching it now. I mean, you don't get much hotter than that.
Max is a crazy guy, so I don't know, but the idea of doing mask versus hair, and
I know.
I would love it.
I
in
need
Texas
that.
as well, you could do that.
Yeah.
I need the McDonald's arches to come back, Maxwell.
Yeah,
It would be incredible. I can't see it happening, but I want it so bad.
If it does, it probably happens at the anniversary show, if anything. But I'll take it all in.
we should put over our lead investor, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who
True.
Jack Crosby said it last night. I didn't particularly like the match, but it was good vibes because the crowd.
Really?
You know?
I like.
I thought physically it was pretty rough, but the crowd was so into it that you kind of have fun with it, you know.
Yeah.
And but Jack said it. And he's right. He was like, "We do, you know, it's amazing the things Max has done, isn't it? Really, you know, it is." Yeah. And then bits aside, seriously, it is. Like, we're now 2 years removed from him having a 60-minute match with Bryan Danielson. Last night he wrestled Mistico at Arena Mexico. He main evented at Wembley Stadium. And I'm saying you have to like everything he's done. It's just this wild, right? It's
objectively you can recognize, like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's like for all his faults and like all the things that I hang up on, and I've like talked to him about it many times. Last night was really a crowning achievement because he really did nail like how to be a Rudo in Arena Mexico.
I agree, and I understand it's not for everyone. I want to be, you know, if you don't like the way he approaches it, I get it. I very much understand, but it is like, to what Mark is saying, it is kind of the oldest thing in the book, and it's the, you know.
That was like that whole thing. I thought the whole thing was like a 1985 angle.
Yeah.
Like the entire, all of it. Like,
yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. And here he is. No, I'm just kidding. He's not. He's not.
Oh my God.
I remember at the end, right when he like unmasks him. I remember I was watching my dad, and he was kind of like in and out, paying attention. He goes, "Oh, like they're gonna kill him. Like they will kill him." And then that report comes out.
Yeah,
and that report comes out after.
Yeah, that was pretty beast of Max to immediately call Sean and be like, "Hey, bro,
that was awesome."
Yes. They're trying to attack me, man. You know.
Probably had one guy call him a piece of shit from across the room.
Literally looking over at Sean. Did you see that? Did you see what just happened?
He heard the Cuero chants in the Arena Mexico and just say, "They called that me again. That's not my hotel."
Nonetheless, big thanks to you, Riley. We appreciate you, brother. And again, we are very excited. And Matt is going to explain everything here in the coming hours. So just stay tuned. He's got notes in front of him. There is actually a notepad bit ahead of us later tonight, which, again, none of the boys know what I'm talking about, but just stay tuned. Mr. Big has been a member for 9 months. Says, fellas, congrats on this venture into the cinema realm of Graps. Any dream actors you'd like to cast, in all seriousness, very excited for you all.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale doing a grin along would be good, wouldn't it? Watching Havoc or something, you know. Starcade 95.
Christopher Walken, baby.
That would be spectacular. The real actor we need is MJF, but yeah. Appreciate you, boss. Thanks for being a grinner. We have Super Chat from Franco, who says, God, Meech is so old. Meech fires back with his own Super Chat. Doing my part to pay for Matt's rehab. Have you guys announced Chris getting recruited into Spaceful? Shit. There's multiple bits here that I don't really understand. Does anyone know what's happening here? Is this a Discord bit? Do we know? Chris, are we aware what this is?
I don't even know. I don't know
nothing.
that last instance, and it's terrifying, actually.
Yeah.
The implications of that are horrifying.
Matt, you got any idea what's happening here?
I tore my ACL.
Oh,
damn.
Podcast. You know the Eddie Kingston timeline?
Do you remember when it was a headline and like journalists just posted this without even considering how funny it was? It was like, Bruce Pritchard is out. He tore his rotator cuff, and it's like, what?
Okay,
what was he doing, bro? Isn't he like a booker? They just said it. They said it so casually, like he was working house shows, you know, taking flatbacks. It was bizarre.
Pencil arms.
Yeah. Thank you to Franco. Thank you to Meech. We appreciate you both.
Leave Franco's comment on the screen once we've gone through all these. Just put Franco's back up.
All right. The House has spoken. Member for 8 months says, don't think I'll be watching wrestling currently. About the late night Grin, we're sorry about that.
Yeah.
Never would expand my wrestling taste. Promotions like Sendai Girls Mid-South. And I was, what an incredible 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah.
Cheers to New Horizons, all hell. It's something, you know, I talked about on a stream I did yesterday. It's something we're trying to do better, and we have a long way to go. And I think you're going to see a little bit of it on the new project, but I think us doing that will allow this channel to even go further with the variety of promotions. We recently did actual Graps talk. I know, Buster, we're always talking, right, about different grin-alongs we could do for a Joshi show, a Lucha show. We want to get all of this stuff represented because the thing is, it's easy to sit and complain all day about the imbalance in the wrestling world right now and how kind of top heavy this scene is. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of the spreading of the wealth of talent.
Right.
It's easy to complain about that over and over again. At some point, you're just, you know, furiously masturbating about the same topic over and over again, right? Like, why don't we try and actually change it a little bit and add interest to these promotions? That's the way I view it personally. And that kind of clicked for me in Vegas, weirdly, because I was not in that headspace before Vegas, Buster, as you can attest.
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
I will say,
yes, mate.
It seems as though Kazusada Higuchi is going to win the DDT World Title soon.
See, that's something I want to see. That's something I want to see.
Well, I can't. He's wrestling Chris Brooks, so, you know, rough, but
he should be the Triple Crown champion, quite frankly.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, so All Japan, huh? You know?
We're trying. Look, I'm trying to. Oh, I think we should buy it, personally. I've been saying this to Matt for a while. I've been telling Shoot, sell his ranch, and we'll.
I mean, I just want the tracksuits.
Yeah.
That's the reason I'm on board. Yeah.
Love the tracksuits. I've always loved the merch. That being said, there's like too many vendors in that company.
Let's get the track. We get the tracksuits. Give them the diagonal mat back, diagonal ring mat.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll give them. Who can we sign, dude? Just need one. We need an entry. That's all we need. Just an entry. Doesn't have to be anything spectacular, you know.
Braun Strowman.
We wait. I mean, yeah, like he's expensive, but
what's Dijak doing? Who cares?
He can't wrestle though.
If you can pay for the stem cell treatment,
fair.
You know. I was saying on the Grin along last night, dude. MVP was on the ramp, and he went down the steps of that ramp like a 25-year-old man. That shows the power of those stem cell gimmicks, brother. We got to get Oracle on those. He can review Dynamite for us.
I
don't know about that one, but
all right. Thank you, thousand. We really appreciate that. Seriously, that's very, very cool. Novi, who's this fella, Buster?
Some piece of shit.
I heard he had a new YouTube video. Did you hear about this, Buster? Some sort
it's actually pretty good. In all sincerity, you guys should go watch Novi's video on Hangman Page. It's long, but it's
3.5 hours long.
It's 41 minutes long, Matt. Please stop being so cynical.
God, respect the cowboy. He even spoke Spanish last night. He deserves a lot more flowers than what
that rule
giving it right now.
Let me tell you something about that.
Awesome.
That was so right. I was watching my dad, and my mom was kind of walking around, and obviously she's born in Colombia, whatever. And then we always watch this stuff. She doesn't get it. She comes in. She's like, "Are they speaking Spanish?" Like, and it's good. And she watched the whole thing. She's like, she got into it.
That rules.
Dude, it was pretty sick.
I saw him in there. I was like, wait a minute. I took Spanish for like 5-6 years, and even then, like, I was shocked at how good his Spanish was.
Dude,
like, oh my god.
No slip ups. No slip ups. He was on it. It was actually really
expected him I expected him to just like a couple lines maybe.
Yeah, that's what
I expected him to stop at Ola and that was it.
Yeah. And the way he said Ola, I was like, oh, this might be rough. But no, it was perfect after that. It was like fucking
I saw Lost tweet about it, and he was like, I really hope the announcers can tap into the story that Hangman told. And I agree with him so much. He was talking about how a Gordon Soley or Jim Ross back in the day, we need to do a better job. This is a wrestling-wide problem. Let's really emphasize the personality. Because let's be honest, Chris, you're talking about your mother listening to the promo. If you said to her, did you know that he's a former AEW World Champion? That doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean a single thing. But when you tell that story, you give so much depth to who he is as a human being. And in his case, it certainly feels real, which is important.
Right. And the conviction of it was like, and it came across in his Spanish too. It was crazy. Yeah. Like it was.
It's a big thing that, and I think, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with citing credentials or resumes. Jim Ross did that too. How many times did Jim Ross tell you where a guy played football, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But I do think we have slightly lost that human touch sometimes. That's one thing Nigel's really good at, right? Where he describes a person's character or personality or tone. So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think we all agree that Hangman not winning would be very stupid, but we'll see.
It would be promotional suicide if he didn't win.
Like, I think it'd be really stupid, yeah. Especially because I don't know, like, what you would then... Where do you go then with Hangman? Exactly, right? You kind of killed him if it was like, I don't know. But
I like so much with the promo itself. He related it back to, like, especially with the climate that we're in right now. He related it back to spending summers in his family's farm, working with Mexican immigrants, and the value of taking care of your family and working together. How much stronger humanity is when they do that. And it related back to the overarching theme of this whole Deathfire stuff, where the top baby faces have to work together in order to take them down. And then you may have to patch stuff up with people like Swerve, who you've had a long story history with. And then related all the way back to the working relationship with CMLL and AEW. And thanks them for welcoming them into their home in Mexico. And that we're so much stronger when we as companies work together and put on the best wrestler in the world. And I was like, damn, this is the man of people.
There was a great
everything clicked. Everything clicked.
Great deal of symbolism to his message, certainly. And I agree with this point too. It shouldn't be understated that really doing that on live TV to kick off the show, like that's a great call. I agree with that completely. Folks, if you're enjoying this so far, we've already been on for almost half an hour. We've done absolutely nothing. That was the plan. Please like the video and things of that nature. Bob was here. He'd tell you about the odd numbers. I don't do that bit. That's Bob's, gimmick infringement and such. But do those things. All right, we've got a couple more things in our chat here.
Novi asked favorite movie I've watched recently.
Oh, he did. My apologies.
I rewatched, because my dad hadn't watched, I rewatched Uncut Gems the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Gives me a lot of anxiety, that picture,
Dude, that
a lot of anxiety. Yeah, that's a great film. I'm definitely with you on that. I forget you're a big Letterboxd guy now. I forget these things.
Yeah, well, big, and then I had to, unfortunately, fortunately, real job now. So that's taking a backseat. But yeah.
Tremendous stuff. Novi, we hope to see you on here soon. Our guy Fahad is back with a super chat and says LNG Productions telling stories. We're going to be telling some stories, most certainly. I think there's going to be some stories people don't like, quite frankly. I think there's going to be. There's going to be some good stories, maybe some bad stories, some controversial stories, some funny stories, and everything in between. Fair to say, mate, you've got a good idea of some of the stuff coming up. I gave you a couple quotes. It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
That's one way to put it, yeah. I'm slightly terrified.
Oh, yeah, me too, but it'll be fun.
So, if I may, I would just like to commend the Los Angeles Dodgers for what they did today.
Oh, what happened?
So, basically at Dodger Stadium, ICE came to the parking lot and requested permission to be in there, and they told them to fuck off.
Tremendous.
So shout out to Dodgers.
Yeah, I missed that. I saw they were doing that part. They were doing it there. I hadn't seen the. Good for them.
Yeah, shout out to
Jesus wept, dude. That Brody King visual, I think, will live long in the memory last night, folks.
AO made Fox News off of it.
That was
that was incredible.
Of course, that's the platform to make it even fucking funnier, right? Jesus. Big thanks to you, Fahad. We appreciate your support very, very much. Thank you. So yeah, I think we'll talk a little bit here about what's coming. Again, be an hour or so, a couple of hours until we watch the first video. The first video is not completed. I wanted to make sure I went live before it was completed so we could do an official Talking Shop tribute with this stream. For those of you that joined us for that, we once did a Grin along that I believe went over 4 hours, just waiting for Gallows and Anderson to post what they were doing at midnight, and they forgot to. There's technical difficulties, so we're doing a little bit of tribute to that. We don't know when the videos. It'll be eventually. It'll be here eventually. So just stick with us here. So I do want to kind of open the floor up here to answer some questions. Now, if I avoid your question, it doesn't necessarily mean that I've missed it. It means I've purposefully avoided it, because some of the answers will be in the video later. But I do want to kind of broadly talk about the general idea behind this. The first thing I want to stress, because this is very important, because we are now almost 10 months into LNG Gold, which is crazy. And we are very thankful for the support. We have almost every month, the number has gone up, almost like every month anyway, close thereabouts. We have an insane roster. I did that post recently with the list of folks involved, and it's absolutely absurd. And you see some of those folks a lot. You see some of them very little, but they're part of the team, right? The biggest thing I want to stress is nothing that you currently enjoy is changing. LNG Gold is untouched, unmoved. Exactly as you've come to know it is how it will continue. Now, may that change in 6 months? Of course, right? Crazy shit, things change all the time in this space. Same might happen. I might sign for Cultaholic, who knows, right? But what we've built here will stay as it's been for the foreseeable future. So I wanted to establish that to make sure no one felt like they were getting the kind of rug pulled out from under them. But this is a chance for us to challenge ourselves a little bit, quite frankly, to think a little bit bigger, and to try and expand our reach as a platform. Now, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be completely sincere about this, and I mean this, folks. This is a little bit scary to me, to be honest with you. I don't know nothing about wrestling YouTube. I know nothing about it. No clue. I've tried to learn a little bit in the last few months to prepare for this, but I don't know. I don't tune in to these, to the tier list. I don't even watch our tier list when the lads do them. I didn't even watch the one I was on. Which would have
I don't even usually know what's happening on this channel.
Right. It is a little scary because it's unknown. But I'm a big believer in trying to keep growing, right? To keep expanding, to see what's out there. And I am of the belief that it is great we have built this and we are very thankful for this. And if this is the absolute peak, if this is the mountaintop for us, if it never gets bigger than this very day when we launch this thing, I think we're all happy and quite amazed with how far this has come. We finished the Grin almost, what was that, Matt? March 2013, right? Somewhere around there, April 2013. 2023.
I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. 2023. Sorry.
We don't talk about that version of the Grin.
It was right. It was early 2023.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. We ended it. We did like monthly shows for a bit, then we brought it back with the Dex the X message, which was very funny, and we've been weekly ever since. We launched Gold, all that stuff. If this is as good as it gets, we're happy with that. We're amazed with that. But I don't think that means we should just kind of, well, that's it, right? I think there's still, it's worth adventuring out and trying new things. So the content you get on this new channel will be quite different to what you get here. The biggest, easiest way to split them immediately is that this is going to be live content, which is what it's always been, right? This is where we do our streams. This is where we do Gold, which is almost exclusively live content. There's a few exceptions, but generally it's live content. This will stay that way. There is a chance when you see the stuff we make on the new channel, there's a chance you won't like it. There's a chance you love it. And people will be in between those two things. To be honest, the way I view it is, if worse comes to it and the only people that watch the new stuff are you guys, it's just bonus stuff for you guys to enjoy, right? That's the worst case scenario. And that's a worst case scenario I'm pretty happy with. It's just extra stuff for you guys to watch. It's going to have a different style, a different flavor. But there is a chance, especially knowing some of the things we've been working on, and I'm not someone who gets carried away, but Matt, you're aware of what I'm referencing that we can't announce yet, unfortunately. That's a pretty big project. Would you agree, Matt? It's unlike anything we've ever done, basically.
Yeah, it's probably the coolest thing we've ever done.
Yeah,
and I say I'm not even really involved in it. I just know what's going on. But yeah, it's. I think people will be. It's a genuinely cool thing that still has a very unique late night Grin spin to it.
Right.
We're not selling out.
That's important, actually. That's very important. This is not going to be.
I mean, Bob, we are going to have Bob do top 10 comebacks in WWE history videos and things like that.
Exactly. We're specifically not going to do that. That's important to note that, actually, because this is not going to be our attempt to do What Culture. And those folks do a wonderful job and they generate a lot of money and they do great. That isn't who we've been, and we're not going to change that. This is a chance for us to cover things in a different format with a different presentation, and hopefully you enjoy it. Again, worst case scenario, you guys just get bonus content. I mean, that works for me. But maybe, just maybe, we find a whole other world of people out there and they can watch that without ever giving a damn about our bits on, Grindication or whatever. The big thing was we started working on some bigger picture stuff. I did not like the idea of someone coming across a video from our channel, clicking on the channel and the barrier of entry was considerable. If you're watching this, you're in on a lot of the jokes, you know a lot of the people, and we appreciate that and we're thankful for that. The challenge with that is it's quite difficult for a new viewer, right? You click on the channel and you see Late Night Grin 167. We understand that. And so this is an attempt for us to try and venture out, seek a new audience with different kind of content while still serving you guys who are our base, who allow us to do these things. So we're very, very thankful for you guys. And again, we're very confident, very, very confident that you're going to like the stuff on this other channel. Very, very, very confident. And the biggest thing I want to stress again, while the boys will do their tier list things because they've done them for a year now, this is not going to be you know, the usual stuff that you see on some of these channels. It's not going to be that. I can promise you that. It's going to be niche, weird, and ridiculous. Yeah. Saying it sounded like he was in trouble. Didn't it sound like he was in trouble earlier?
It did. It was like, wait. Yo, this is
I'm
reminds me of
gonna
when
lose
we
my
used to-
shit.
Are you okay, Bust? You gonna get that cold burger?
Just come the fuck on, man.
And I do think it's important to say, this is not a case of like, I don't think I have to explain this, but I'm going to explain it. Fuck it. This isn't some lowest common denominator shit, dude. There's a lot of cool wrestling fans out there that aren't in as deep as we're in. There's a real myth that, like, if you're not fucking reading, you don't have your own spreadsheet, you don't use the internet, you know? There's a lot of people that just like wrestling and want to learn more about wrestling. There's a lot of channels that do this stuff. We're not going to be breaking any new ground in that regard. There's a bunch of wrestling content on YouTube that doesn't get any traction in our little world of social media and such. You see a ton of it. We want to make stuff that's cool and different and add to the space in that regard. So, you know, again, this isn't a case of like, we're going to turn around and go, okay, let's do a 5-minute video where we do the top 10 Rhea Ripley matches and do like a pervert thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? Like, this will be shit that you expect us to make, I promise you. So, yeah, I think that's generally, Matt, the idea as I explained it to you, right?
Yeah, basically, that's how I understood it. I don't really know everything that's going on,
right?
Which is very funny that that's the case now, with pretty much everything that goes on with Grin.
No one knows everything that's going on other than Rice and Topo.
It's very fun for me to occasionally I'll open the YouTube gimmick, and whenever the Grin is live, that's like the first thing on my YouTube, and I'll click on it, and it's like fucking Manny and Dukes just staring blankly with the wrong fucking background on it, and I just have to sigh and close it real quick so I don't freak out. But yeah, it's good shit. This is a massive platform at this point. Like,
yeah, we
don't want to overstate. Obviously we're it's not like we have 1 million people watching yet, but it's kind of crazy like how many people are on this channel and how much different shit you can find. And I mean, just wait till Ibu doesn't know it yet, but pretty soon Ibu and I will be doing a weekly CMLL review show. That show
he's gonna be fighting for his life, trying to fight for Lance Jr. and explain why he's getting booed every week.
So the key to this show is that all I'm going to do is occasionally agree with Ibu, like every 2 minutes. I'm going to say like, yeah, man, stuff like that. And I'm really not going to talk at all. And then I'm just going to collect half the pay for the program. So yeah, look out for that. I haven't pitched it to him yet.
No,
but it's coming.
He's expensive,
Not for me.
No, brother price. Yeah, no, it's to your point. This is a very strange platform in this, really, in more ways than one. Very strange platform because we generally, our videos will have like 400-500 unique viewers, but then we have like 350 members, which I think has to be a record in terms of like crossover, getting people to actually become members. We have to be the one seed in that regard.
We're appealing to the casuals, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this wild, like, pieces of shit like Caden Lee get fucking real money from me about these. It's just wrong, So I'm trying to get away from that, really. That's what I'm trying to get away from, to be honest. I'm running away from that. There's over 100 of you watching this right now. So we're very, very thankful for that. We're very, very excited about the months ahead. And as we said, we're going to see a little content here. As we said, we're going to see a little content here later tonight. So that should be fun. All right, I think that's enough serious business for a minute, right? I just wanted to explain it broadly because it does seem kind of weird, right? I mean, as you say, we do like 4 shows a day.
Yeah.
Grind don't stop.
Yeah, but that will not stop, and we'll keep it moving. Speaking of such, there's a bunch ahead of us here, and just before the end of the month, we've still got a retro pay-per-view to go. We've still got it's Puro Time Capsule, which the Graps, I'm sure you've been aware of this, but I'm sure you're locked in. The Graps podcast has come to light. Now, Grin, are you aware of this? Khalid and Buster about their programming.
I did know about this, yes.
It's awesome, dude. They actually know stuff about wrestling. It's kind of weird.
Khalid, maybe.
Khalid, yeah.
Yeah.
Buster's a good co-host, though.
I don't even know why I'm doing this bit. Like, I don't even know how this started or why. Like, why am I kicking the shit out of Buster today?
This is what you do, bro.
Yeah, fair.
That's what you do. Yeah, that's be someone.
Dude's fucking hangry as hell. Probably gonna kick the shit out of me when he comes back.
Yes.
There's lessons to be learned though. Like don't even do DoorDash. Like just go get the fucking food yourself, lazy ass. Like
damn.
It's cheaper if you just go and get it yourself. It won't come cold if you order from certain places. You don't have to worry about them like eating your food or just forgetting it altogether. You know, just go ahead and hop in that car. Go ahead and take that walk if it's a little close to you.
Yeah.
Just ring them up. That
actually, I'm whatever. I don't care what other people do, but that is like an actual rule that I instituted this year. Was like if I can't, I'm not willing to go get the food. I clearly don't want it that bad. That's like, that's like an actual rule I've instituted in my house, and we have not had any food delivered here in like 7 months now.
To be fair to Buster, he was trying to do a live stream.
I know.
that is fair. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But I will say I got one rule. If you're doing this whole DoorDash,
Buster doesn't drive. That ruins the whole bit. Now I feel bad. Does he not know how?
He could have took a bike there or something.
Yeah, bike. Wimp.
Yes.
Marcus, when Buster gets back, let's find out why he doesn't drive.
We will be investigating. Always, if you're doing this, tip your dashers.
That is true, yes.
That is important. Sure. That's absolutely true. And I've heard some things about Buster on that front. So we'll address all of this when he returns here. Folks, this is a question from our guy Riley. He says, who in the history of wrestling would be the funniest Heyman guys or gals? Could be certain years of the wrestler if that version fits better than any other. 04 JBL would have been a Heyman EC. Can you imagine the finishes of those matches? 18 run-ins. Clothesline from hell and they get out of there. I'm telling you, the Sandman program would have been spectacular. The one that I recently used that may have sparked this idea for Riley was I was saying about All Ego. All Ego would cut some ungodly promos on ECW TV, dude. Just ranting and raving for 15 minutes, cuts occasionally in between his points, burying MJF, Alex was talking, it was, what was the name he came up with? Like he was Shane Douglas, he's called Ric Flair, Dick Flair. And Alex was like, MJF would be Maxwell Jacob Fuckman.
It was straight to be a redux. It'd be a straight redux what he was doing with the Man of the Year.
Yes.
Didn't Bob used to call him Fraudman?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He has a lot of nicknames. We're the Great Brothers. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I'd love him. It's a shame about what happened to Bob in it, really.
Karma, whatnot.
It be like that.
Do we have any Paul Lee wrestlers? Is there any current guys that would be hilarious Paul Lee projects?
Ricky Starks.
Seth Rollins.
Ricky.
Hey man, they already, making like Kendrick and turn the TV off. So
I saw our friend Evu had an extensive reply about this, Matt. He's still sticking to his guns on this. He thinks it's going to work. He had 3 replies about it, in fact. So he must be onto something. We have a couple more gimmicks to handle in our chat here. Lola Vice. Paul Lee cannot be trusted with such a task. That is deeply dangerous. Deeply dangerous.
Scorp his way.
Wardlow, he would do like a ladies' man thing with Wardlow, right? That 100% what he would do. It'd be interesting. Or he'd give him a mobile.
Imagine a tag team like, I don't know, Private Party or some shit. Trying to do this.
Yeah. I could see Paul really talking himself into the idea that they're like the coolest guys ever,
And then somebody will get hurt
Buster
like 2 months in.
That's a good one.
Hook, yeah. That'd be
Hook.
Interesting. Where is Hook?
I don't know, because they did the whole thing in Anarchy in the Arena. You've never seen them again since.
Right. I just thought about that. Yes, but it was how many weeks ago was that now? 4? 3 weeks?
It's gotta be almost damn near a month. We're coming up on it.
You're right. He came out and he walked off on Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Hey man, as long as I ain't gotta deal with him and I don't have to remember the fact he was in the ops and Powerhouse Hobbs is there, I'm fine.
That's kind of where I'm at. My answer to that is who could possibly care?
Well, I care because the closer that we get to Texas about seeing him, the more likely is that he's what they're doing in Texas, So that's the kind of the main concern.
Yeah, good point.
But maybe Tony just said, fuck it. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Please
nonetheless,
say fuck it, please.
Our guy, Ave, who I once met at Wembley Stadium and charged a ridiculous price for an 8x10 because he got me on the move, dude, at the stadium. It was the least I could do, right? It was £55, but he was nice about it.
That's like 130 American dollars.
It's not, but if you want, I've always been a member for 9 months and says the Grin is always there when I need it most. Thank you all for your hard work. Shout out to Marcus basically being 2 different characters between Wrestle Purist Bits and Late Night Grin Ultimate Bull Noah all over now. See, I didn't even notice that. That's crazy. Okay.
I just gotta do the same thing I do, but I kind of lean more on the just talking wrestling thing over here. I still do my shit. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Wrestle Pierce is where I just kind of get my shit off and just have fun because that's just what the essence of Wrestle Pierce is supposed to be.
Yeah. Dude, we had a hell of it. I wish you were there on Tuesday. I wish for the trade show. I wish you were there for that. We had a hell of a time. I would have
said some deranged stuff on that show here at the Evil trades.
It was amazing, dude. It was amazing. Matt, what was you going to say, mate?
I was just going to say, Mark, that's good work right there. That's a good worker. He saw the opening here. He said, well, fucking everyone here does bits. I mean,
might as well, you know. Get in what I'm in.
If I have any good wrestling opinions here, I'll stand out even more on the Late Night Grid.
Share my hashtag thoughts with the audience. I hope everyone just read my currently defunct Starcade watch along, which I've still not finished.
That's the big man is
back. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Buster, how we going, mate?
Not fucking good, pal. The fucking losers at DoorDash and their fucked up system. No refund, brother. No refund. I got to call back in 24 hours for $25.
So no food, no. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna fucking.
You sure it's not your fault, bro?
It's not.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
All I did was order. I used the service. I paid money to use the service, and I'm being oppressed.
I don't know. You may use the wrong word. It happens.
Crazy word choice.
It's
insane verbiage.
Oh shit.
I don't want to tip that much. I want to tip this much. You fucking. I'm gonna order.
Yeah. All right. What was we talking about? Oh yeah. Thank you all, mate. We appreciate you. Hope you've enjoyed the grid. Seems like you have. So we're very, very thankful for that. Frank has sent a super chat. So I presume this is the channel where Bob's fight scene with Oracle will be uploaded, where he finishes the story and finally, quote, does him on the concrete. Marcus, have you ever seen this clip? This is a late night grid, old school late night grid clip.
Don't think I have actually.
Do we still have it?
We do. We do. We do still have it. Here it is. This is maybe the most iconic LNG moment for the old school Grinners, I think it's fair to say, right? Yeah. Here it is. Enjoy this, Marcus. This is a real ride. Get ready.
You have no shot, pal. You're done.
Wow. It's a lot of tough talk from you, of all people. Because listen, if we get to the top of that stadium, if I'm going off, you're coming with me. And here's the thing. I'm going to not have you hit the blob down there. I'm do you right on the concrete.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know what? You chat.
He broke up. Look what happened. He broke up.
Fuck.
God.
It's the music changing and Oracle's.
Why was the music like that? I get easy listening band music in the background.
What happened was when Oracle was doing his promo, Matt was there was a music. It was almost like the network dub when they would do the Pulp Fiction ECW promos, you know, And when Bob started talking, Matt switched the track, and Bob just fucking went with it. Like it was tremendous. It was spectacular.
They changed up his inflection, the vocal tones. Like,
Oracle,
get down there, I'm taking you with me.
Yeah,
we did a show. We opened a show where Oracle was really mad about something.
Yeah, was it the dog bite?
I don't remember. I don't think it was that.
Those couldn't have been the same show.
Yeah.
Those couldn't have been the same show.
He was really mad, so we put him in a solo box and we put music behind him like an ECW promo. And he went on for like 3.5 minutes, I think. And so that was a callback to that. But yeah, of course, as soon as Bob started talking, I just switched the music on him. But Marcus, the look on your face when he said, "Do you ride on the concrete?"
I was like, "Yo!"
I wish everyone could have saw that.
Yeah.
So to answer that question, the Young Lions, right? We've been storyboarding how we're shooting this, but there are ideas in place.
Yeah,
we just gotta and the hardest part is with Bob's schedule, getting them both in the same place and everything.
I have to be honest, and I think Bob is capable of a lot of things more than he lets on. I'm not confident in him doing like fight choreography. I'm going to be completely honest with you. That feels like a bad fit for Bob. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
He would just legitimately beat the shit out of Oracle.
just beats the fuck out.
Just pausing it completely and saying, "Bob, like it's a work." And he's like, "Okay, I got it.
Hey, sometimes you gotta keep them in. You know, Cameron and Peyton Fold beat the hell out of somebody in a fight scene. It worked out great. Sometimes you gotta keep them in.
Because it was obviously a good bit, we felt the need to play it on every show from that point forward, including this one. And to me, the humor of it was always unspoken in like how absurd a phrase "do him on the concrete" was, you know. And eventually, Bob just like he couldn't take it anymore, and legitimately he was like, "That was really gross." That phrasing. He said something like that. Like that was.
No, we're live, pal.
Yeah, it was fucking spectacular.
It's
spectacular stuff.
It's overshadowed. Like Oracle's promo was like deranged because like Bob's talking about that. He said something about the blob, which Oracle like explained in detail that he was going to set up a blob in the parking lot so he could push Bob off the stadium but not kill him or something. I don't remember the exact details.
You're right.
He's the limb down softly.
Yeah, Oracle's promo was like ridiculous, but it's been overshadowed because Bob's Bob.
It's like those wrestlers compilations where they say like questionable things.
Yeah.
Add that to it.
It's just when the fuck connection drops and Bob goes, fuck.
Defeated fuck.
And it's like, and you can, I don't know, something about after he says, and there's not going to be a blob, and he pauses like he's thinking about what he's going to say next, and then that's what comes out. Like,
to his credit, though, he doesn't miss a bit. He says it and just keeps going like it wasn't a credit. Oh, fuck. That's amazing. But yes, something to look forward, Frank. We appreciate you, bro. We appreciate the super chat. We appreciate the support. I know Frank's been with us for a really long time, I know. So I'm pretty sure Frank was there for like LNG 1, I want to say. Tell me if I'm wrong on that, Frank. I may have made that up. I think I'm right, though. Gran says, member for 9 months, says, hello, friends. Hello. So I'm not as live anymore. It's scary phrasing. Just generally about your social life, but I see you in the chat, which I understand. Just had a 16-hour work day. Good God.
That's too long.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait,
we understand.
On a film. That's beast.
Don't worry about being in the chat. Turns out working on a film is hectic and it's easier to watch. Do you think that's where Bob's been?
Holy shit.
The Bob biopic?
Maybe
he's finally doing that film where he's the podcast serial killer.
Hey, man, we found out today that Brian Cage is in a Spielberg film, so there's that.
We did? Wait, what?
Yeah,
what?
Apparently he's doing something for Steven Spielberg. I don't know what it is.
That actually makes sense because Chavo said he was doing wrestling choreography for Spielberg, and he would absolutely get Brian Cage on that. That makes sense.
Yeah. Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Chavo Guerrero to appear in upcoming Steven Spielberg film.
Yeah.
Don Calscan was going global, baby.
Chavo said he was like talking to Spielberg about crap. Sorry, that's what you gonna say.
Who do we think is gonna Bob is gonna contact to promote his film first? Kevin
Chris
Kelly?
Van Vliet.
Oh.
We were pondering earlier, me and a Disgrace podcast were pondering what the roster would be for Vince's promotion. And he said he'll have Kevin Kelly on commentary. I said, listen, he ain't that desperate. He thought Kevin Kelly fucking sucked. He'll find some other asshole without any moral compass. You don't need Kevin Kelly. Someone tweeted, I forget who it was, so I apologize. Someone quoted the Vince story with, finally Bobby Lashley will be out of AEW.
All right.
Oh, fuck. I love Bobby, but, it is what it is. Yeah, the boys, they can't be trusted with that kind of situation. It'll be very bad. Seriously, this is really, really cool. Good luck with everything, brother, and don't worry about not being in the chat. It sounds way cooler than live chatting with our whole ship. So good luck, man. We appreciate the support very, very much. We've already been on here for almost an hour, boys. Almost an hour.
Fast, ain't we?
Hanging out.
Where does this thing go again? Let's put the comments on the screen.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Looks like it's behind Chris.
It's horrible. It's like super small. Look, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a good idea because for solos, it would be really useful. The only problem is the way I do the house shows, like I'm always 20 minutes behind the chat. So
yeah, so you just see stuff before you get to it.
It doesn't really help me at all. It certainly doesn't help the audience either. This is true, yes. This was another classic, Matt. Do you remember this, Chris? I'm sure you recall this as a viewer.
This is incredible.
We were
the
night of the first dance. Bob O'Neill was in Vegas for the SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And we were live and Bob joined us and he was very tired. Vegas heat had been wearing on him. And he sort of, how would you describe the stance he took, the position he took there, Matt, where he was sort of he was laying.
He's literally laying in bed on his stomach and he's got a pillow. So he's got his head up. I'm not exaggerating. That's genuinely what he was doing. He was laying in bed. Yes. Probably like if the camera was better, we probably could have seen his feet up in the air in the background.
Oh, fuck.
Just kicking his legs.
I could. Hey man, I've done that many a times. I ain't gonna lie.
And he had the Alexa Lily in the box. He's sitting like he's shooting a fucking horror movie or something. You know? Oh, can't believe how long ago that shit was, man. I mean, to be fair, when you think back, that was the weekend. Those first dance. It was also the weekend where Joe wrestled was like Karrion Kross in NXT. Like that feels like a lifetime ago when you think of it like that, right? Wow. So he worked Arena Mexico last night, Smojo. They were pretty happy to see him, though.
Mm-hmm.
Love them, huh?
So. An awesome atmosphere.
It was awesome, dude. I rewatched the main event, Papa Holbert, and man, the atmosphere, and in fear of repeating ourselves, because we've said it a million times, that babyface squad they've got right now, that's the best they've ever had in that regard.
Yep. Easily.
A long way from John Silver in the parking lot with nunchucks.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, for real. Like, and I like Jay White, but that Cope Jay White thing they were doing earlier this year was crazy.
It was not working, brother.
Yeah, and I like Jay, and I like Copeland fine enough, but geez, it's different now.
Notice that when the minute he left and the minute he's off TV, that things got a lot clear.
It's interesting though, like the Copeland Christian thing. It feels like they're genuinely a little bit in flux with that. To me, it feels like they're a little bit unsure of when to do that. It's because the word I think Sean said. It's not me speaking. I think Sean said this. If he didn't, I apologize, Sean. But I think Sean said that Christian, like, they kind of came to him presuming he was ready to do the babyface thing. And he was like, "Whoa, what are we doing? Not yet. Like, I got to do this thing with Nick Wayne." So it feels like Copeland's been delayed as a result of that. To me, anyway. I could be wrong. I don't know.
I mean, it hit me last month. Like, where the fuck was he? I forgot about the whole FTR turn completely.
Yeah,
and like,
which was awesome.
I mean, yeah, it was awesome. I just, damn, it's been 3 months since then.
Yeah. This is what I want personally. I'm with Riley on this. Jay and Juice as a babyface team is what I personally like a lot.
Yeah. This is something I like to tell a lot of singles guys in AEW that are a little bit in flux but need something to do. I propose to you the following thing to do when you get back.
The setup time.
Grab that tag rope.
It was like a wrestler. That was like that Gabe Kidd spot where he's staggering on the top rope, setting it up,
Yeah.
Still my thing with this.
By the way, and look, botches are botches, so I'm not dunking on him. I'm just saying it was funny. That is one of the funniest spots I've ever seen in my life, dude.
If you watch it in slow motion, it is like 10 times funnier. Dude, just watching him slowly go past.
He realizes he overshoots, and inexplicably, rather than just accept it and eat shit, he tries to like whip his head back.
And then he sells his head too.
It's like, brother,
and then he concussed himself, dude.
It's like, brother, you gonna miss the spot. It is what it is. People miss spots every day, B. Just roll with it.
God, the Japanese crowd laughed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no. That was the defining moment of that Dominion, bro. Like, I was like, oh no. Oh,
bro, I was watching that fucking Dominion show in the background, and I was like, this show is terrible. It was so funny. You know when you can feel a show's vibes? Like, you can just feel it, like, this is not a good wrestling show.
Yeah.
And it was, I liked the Ishii and Taichi tag title match.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
that.
intrigued by that.
Very good match.
I didn't get to see the main event, unfortunately. I was really had to do something, but the rest of the show I thought was, like, tough. Yeah, that's why. I mean, Goto is probably my wrestler of the year so far.
Yes.
He's up there for me. Sure. Absolutely. He's best world champion we got on the men's side.
Who were actually, if we were like, running a bookies here, who would be the actual favorite for wrestler of the year in the way that we do it, which is like critically, like how good their work was, to be clear. Because I know Dave does it his way, and that's fine. We've always done it on work, right? Who would it be? And chat, help us on this. Who would be the favorite?
Oh man,
it feels like it's up for grabs, right?
Yeah,
I really would say Golden right now because he is doing some like incredible work.
Yeah, and he has the narrative too.
He's actually drawing too.
Yeah, exactly right. He has the story. Like a lot of guys. So like, if you look at Ospreay, he's had great matches, but Ospreay's doing more of the same in a broad way. I actually think he is adding new strings to his bow, but Goto is the guy who he's the best story of the year. He's having great matches. I think it's Hiroki Goto, which is awesome. But I mean, imagine telling someone that's 8 years ago. They'd be like, what the fuck happened? Was there some sort of plane crash or apocalypse?
It's like he finally got his opportunity to be the guy, and it's not just a here, thank you. He'll drop in like a month.
Right.
No, he's having an actual lengthy reign.
Yeah.
He's putting on incredible matches. They would be in a weird spot without him as their champion because, oh my God, the rest of the damn card, because they're still like pussyfooting around with a lot of the younger guys. The Gabe Kidd thing has kind of been in a weird state of flux. Suji's he's getting there, but we don't know. Shota is just in hell.
Yeah.
We don't know. But he's 45 years old doing this, and he's carrying this company on his back.
Yeah.
Drawing real viable numbers
in
terms of attendance. And it's been great.
Yeah. By the way, I should note this because Buster, I'm preparing the mod, as you know, for our TEW, which I can say this because this did not make the cut for the teaser because I forgot it. Eventually, when I get that set up, we're going to do Twitch streams where we're going to have a little promotion in TEW where we're a booking committee, myself and the Guns. And those videos will be, when Topo has time, they're going to be clipped up in, for YouTube content. But the Twitch stream is where I'm sure most of you guys watch it. I say all this to say, Buster, I need to warn you, that's a part of TEW, right? There is an actual thing where half your roster dies in a plane crash. There's a real thing on the game. It's happened before.
That's really?
The percentage chance is very, very minimal, but it can happen. You can click through on a Monday morning, and they're all dead, bro. Yeah,
that's sort of like Oregon Trail. If you ever played it, like dying of dysentery.
Yeah, we'll be doing fucking Rory's Hype Bros tribute show. All right, Matt, you can come back now. I'm sorry for doing that. That was rude of my part. I shouldn't be talking about that show. What is it? I wonder if Matt just left for a different reason. That was a pure coincidence. I wonder. Because it felt like he was doing the TEW bit.
Yeah, it was quite aggressive and like pretty like quickly. Swift.
Yeah. He's an aggressive guy though, isn't he?
Yeah,
an aggressive guy.
Yeah.
Folks, want to reiterate again, it helps us out a lot if you like the video. And also, what else helps us out now is if you look below this very video, you can subscribe to LNG Productions, which is now on 193 subscribers. We're almost at 200 subs. Only been up for a few hours here. Almost at 200. It's crossed that line here before we get this first video out. And then after the video plays, we'll have more stuff to talk about, and we'll explain some more things to you and give you a little kind of look ahead to what's coming up. So just keep that in mind. Okay, Trent, Member of Nights, another Grinner from way back. Appreciate you. We appreciate you, sir, very, very much. We have a great community. We're very fortunate for our community to be the way it is. And I do want to say, it means a lot to me. You are always welcome. And I think the boys know that I don't say this lightly, and I think some of you in the chat have experienced this. You're always welcome to reach out to me if you feel some type of way about something going on. I may take a bit longer to get back to you now than I used to because I'm fucking drowning at times and stuff. But I do take it very seriously. And whenever someone reaches out, I try my best to help them. We do take that part of this very seriously. As we, evolve and add new things, it is important to me that we never lose that part of this, that people feel comfortable talking about wrestling here and enjoying professional wrestling. There was recently, I'm not going to name those, there was recently a new Grinner, someone who hopped into a couple streams who is a much more casual fan, a much, much more casual fan. And some of the chat I thought was a little bit, they were aware they were a casual fan, and they made a point. Yeah. And I messaged them to say, listen, you're a pro wrestling fan. You're welcome to watch our damn programs. You could. I think it's very important that, if you treat people with respect, you're nice people. I always have no issue with anyone's taste. If your favorite wrestler is someone I think fucking sucks, that's part of the game, man. Look at the LNG roster. We have a range of tastes on this platform. So I just wanted to say that.
It's just interesting to come back to.
Well,
after you've been kicking the shit out of me all week for watching CMLL.
That's not true. That's not true. That's a lie. That's a flagrant lie. You're entitled and, in fact, encouraged to watch CMLL. You are not welcome to text me about it furiously throughout the night. And you said 3 texts, 3 strikes, you're out. You know that. You know that, Matt. But it is pretty cool, though. How do you think this is something you're going to stick to?
I think I'm going to watch the Friday night show.
Yeah.
I think this is actually like an interesting project for me because, I mean, I've talked about it a million times. I'm kind of a completionist, and if I start watching, I'm not going to watch promotion unless I can watch all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not a realistic thing for CMLL. I didn't even realize there were Saturday and Sunday shows until this weekend.
And Tuesday.
And Tuesday. JJ's watching with me. So there you go, Joe. I'll text JJ instead, you piece of shit. But yeah, I watched the Friday night show. I watched the main event of the Saturday show. I didn't watch the Sunday show at all. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the Friday shows, and anything else will be when I feel like it. So I'm never going to be on the flagship again because I'm going to be watching CML every Friday.
I mean, you're a WCW Libs guy. That's your contract, right? That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Speaking of such, Rice Man, Tope Suicida, 2 of the creative forces behind LNG Productions, yesterday made history. As for the first time ever, I struck agreements for downside payoffs for the lads.
Uh-oh.
Those payoffs will be coming. Caden Lee's monthly.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Finally.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I do that's the thing with Caden. I think the more we push him, the less we can pay him. That's the way I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all in then. What the hell? You didn't say that to me last night.
What's the thing that Nash says about Brett, where he's like, as long as Brett can win with a sharpshooter and keep the belt, you can pay him $150,000 a year. Underrated moment last night when we were doing that grill was Jackie came back on the air and he heard me saying something like, Jack's a big fan. He thinks he's got a bright future. And poor Jack, so earnestly, so sincerely goes, who's that, Joe? Like, he thinks I'm going to say, like Musker Dorada. And I went, Caden Lee. And he rolled with it because he's a fucking legend. But yeah, it was great to have Jack with us last night. Because that was a hell of a time last night, man. Really was. If you didn't see that, folks, go back and watch it. I think we tried. The biggest goal with the Grin-alongs is if you're not watching the show, it's still fun to listen to. And like sometimes we hoot and holler because we're into it, but there was a lot of the show we were just talking shit last night because that's kind of what we do, right? So it was a hell of a time. A hell of a time. Again, we appreciate you. I don't know how we got into all of that, but my point was, if you remember the community, you can always hit me up. I'm not super active in our Discord, but I'm like aware of what's going on roughly. I have an idea. And Caden Lee's in there, Detective Caden, so he'll keep up to date. Mavs fam says Brody King, one of the most underrated, always delivers. He's been awesome, dude. He's been absolutely terrific. Certainly the star of the House of Black, right?
Yep.
Which, to be honest, and I know this sounds silly, for a minute, it looked like the way to go was Brody and Julia as an act. Do you remember when they were together? And he would come out for Julia's matches, and less so now because I just think it seems like they want to go Julia as a heel again.
Yeah,
it seems like. But yeah, Brody's awesome. I don't know what Brody's ceiling in AEW is necessarily, but if this is his role forever, I think it's a good role because he's an upper mid card guy they protect and feature. So
yeah, I mean, I'd like for him to win.
Yeah,
I'd like for him to win a mid card title at some point. That'd be very nice.
Yeah. TNT Championship, I'd like him to win that.
TNT Champ Brody King would be pretty sick, dude.
Yeah, or even like, I mean, I guess if their plan is to do the unified title as like a second world title, maybe not, but if it ends up just being slotted like the Continental title is now, which is very possible, even that one I'd be cool with.
And it has to be said, and I don't know Brody King, and you should never get too attached, but you don't know. But as much as we talk about the importance of separating art from arts in pro wrestling, it is nice to like a guy's work and get the sense that you actually the same admire about them as a human being. I'm sorry, in fear of being overly sentimental, it feels nice, doesn't it, sometimes?
And the thing is, like, it's that way in the hardcore community too, where like everybody loves Brody. Like everybody
he seems like a sweetheart, dude.
I've never seen a single person online anywhere at a show, nothing, say anything bad about Brody King.
Yeah, he rules.
Yeah, he's super cool, and he's a big old nerd too. And behind all the physicality and the beard and the tats, right? He's a big old nerd. So he's awesome. He's absolutely awesome, and it'll be interesting to see how things kind of develop for him, right? I mean, he and Buddy were intended to be a team. Buddy obviously got hurt, and it should be noted, Buddy was looking really good before he got hurt.
He was.
Really
enjoying Buddy.
Amazing.
I was.
Yeah, working as a babyface. So it'll be interesting if they go back to that when he comes back, or if they go separate ways as babyfaces. I think both of them should be babyfaces, to be quite honest.
Yeah,
with you.
I agree. Buddy's work as babyface
is better.
100%. Yeah,
far better.
Yeah, because he can sell and he has the explosive offense. So,
I hope he's back soon.
He's back.
February?
Yeah.
What was his injury again? His ankle?
His ankle.
I don't think we ever remember.
Yeah, I don't think we ever found out exactly what happened to the ankle. But
that's what I was wondering about.
Did he break it or something? Soon. Like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's been this long, unless they just, he was out for a couple months and they haven't had anything for him since, which is entirely possible. But
yeah, I think they'd use him though. Like, I know that's the case for we were talking about Ortiz last night, because Ortiz is he's a genuine example, like a victim of how much talent they have, right?
Yeah.
Ortiz is a guy that, by all standards, that's a guy you want to have on your team. He's a good pro wrestler. He could talk a bit. He's got personality. He stands out but you're not going to push him in AEW because there's just too many mouths to feed. So it's hard. But I think Buddy would be back in the game. But unless, as you say, they could be going for an angle with Brody, maybe.
He was getting over too. I mean, I don't want to exaggerate, but people, every time he had a match, the crowd would get behind him.
Yeah. Yes.
That stretch of tag matches that they were having.
Yeah.
And those 8:40, 9 p.m. slots were really, really good.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick.
They got, look, talent-wise, you can't argue with that squad. I mean, they got some incredible talent. They're getting a lot more out of it now than they were a year ago. There's still work to be done because let's be honest, if you're going to have 150 wrestlers, there's always going to be work to be done. You can't do it all at once, right? I think obviously the big thing now, inferior going into a big picture AEW, I think the big thing now is Tony needs to prove people wrong about, the take of if they do Mercedes versus Tony, there'll be nothing else for the women. He's doing a very poor job of proving that wrong so far. He's got to do better with that, right? Because that was what everyone was fearful about, right? If they work, then he's going to do nothing else with the division. So far, no good. So that needs to change, I think. And obviously the tag division, yes, I'm not as worried about that, to be quite frank, because I do think once you give a big match to Lashley and Shelton, people will care about it. With the women, it's concerning that he's immediately falling into that trap, though, that we kind of presumed he would. So that's something to monitor.
It's straight up tunnel vision with you got your two stars together, and it's I'm putting all of my eggs in this basket.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about, again, we'll move on from this in a moment from AEW in general, just because it's probably a lot, but last night, we all kind of, I think, made a point of talking about how good, and again, this is the thing where you have so much great talent across the world, so many great talent, so many great pro wrestlers out there. You forget how good a Leo Rush is until you see him at Arena Mexico.
Yep.
And you go, wow, you forget what he's capable of, right? When he's just doing his thing. What a great pro wrestler he can be. So I just wanted to reiterate that because we had to help Marcus. Last night we were popping huge for Leo, weren't we?
He was putting the buckets on the poison rounds. I'm like, okay, Leo, let's go.
Yeah. It was
awesome. Such a weird career. You keep forgetting he's still very young.
Yeah.
He was in this industry on TV very young. He's had setbacks with injuries, getting sick, butting heads with management in some places. It's just been a wild ride. But
dude, he's 30. He's 30 years old.
That's crazy.
They had a good tag match the night before too. It wasn't insane blow away level, but it was a good match.
I never knew this. He was in Ring of Honor 6 months, or he was at a Ring of Honor training camp 6 months after his pro wrestling debut. And then he shows up in 2016. So a year or 18 months into his career, Leo Rush was on Ring of Honor TV working with Lethal and Adam Cole and all those guys. It's crazy.
Around the block.
Yeah, that is wild. He left Ring of Honor in March 2017.
Wow.
That's fucking a lifetime ago, dude.
Yeah,
Jesus.
bro. Holy shit.
What was I doing in 2017?
But the point is, thank you, Mavs fan. Folks, here's the deal. We're hoping that at the top of this hour at 5 Eastern, we're going to watch this video together as a fan. That's what we hope to do. And then we're going to spend some time afterwards talking about that video, and then we'll probably wind down and we'll probably shoot for 3 hours or so for this.
How's that going to work, Joe? Are we just going to watch it on the other channel while we're on here? Or?
Going along.
Yeah. we're not going to put it on the screen because that would
defeat the
be
purpose.
Yeah. The idea is that it's going to be a grin along. Now, the thing with that is, this is not a video where you guys need to be, locked in necessarily on it's a very light-hearted thing, and it's only 4 or 5 minutes long. So it'll be very easy for us to kind of pop at some stuff. There's a little silliness in there. It's just announcing some things. When we announce the eventual bigger thing, which we came to talk around, that you'll see a flash of in this, there will not be a grin along for that because we want you to actually be able to watch it and react to it. That's important to note that. This is very light. Don't expect this to be like that Springsteen trailer that dropped yesterday. It's very light. It's just a teaser of things to come. And then after that, we'll explain some stuff and we'll give you guys an idea of the kind of a timeline. But in the meantime, chat, if you do have any questions, you have anything you want us to talk about, feel free to throw some things our way, because we're just hanging out here. Right? How are we feeling so far, boys? It's been a nice time so far, right? Hell of a house.
Nice and breezy.
That is true, yeah. There's a lot of people.
Over 100 people watching for some reason. We're very thankful for that. Let's see how we're doing here on the productions front. We're very close. We're 4 subs away from 200 subscribers here. We're very thankful for that. Keep them coming, folks. The link is below. And as we say, at top of the hour, we should have a video for you guys that we can react to here live on the air. A couple Grin things to note. So I'm waiting to see what they announce for Collision. I'm tempted about Collision this week, boys, because it's been a while without Collision, and I'm tempted. And Cash Wheeler was not able to wrestle in Arena Mexico, so I feel like Cash Wheeler is likely to do an insane dive on Collision this week. So I'll be monitoring that situation.
I was planning on watching anyways, so I'm done.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Bureau Time Capsule Sunday, Buster, right? Now, I was saying to the guys earlier when you were dealing with DoorDash, the Graps podcast coming over. Tell the people about Bureau Time Capsule in particular, which Khalid is like an encyclopedia on that program. Yeah. He really shines, right, Buster?
So the concept is a crash course merged with like a grid along, I guess, where Khalid gives us a somewhat brief summary on a wrestler or tag team or promotion or whatever, their careers up to a certain point, and then we watch a match to kind of encapsulate that point in their career. And then he does it for another part of their career, another match, and then the last part, and then the last match. So this month on Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be doing LCO, a Joshi tag team. Most of it's all been Joshi so far, but eventually we'll do something else. So yeah, that I still need to get the matches from him, but we will post the matches for that soon, hopefully tomorrow. But
yeah, that should be a hell of a time. Some upcoming grins that I wanted to note while we have such a great audience here. The flagship, of course, was last night. This week, generally we're on Fridays. We return to Fridays next week because Bob O'Neill requested many months ago that we do Vengeance 2005, which is a classic WWE pay-per-view. It was the main roster's response to One Night Stand. So that should be great next Friday. And then the following week is the big one, as we celebrate July 4th with Bob's Barbecue, folks. Now, I don't necessarily know what that entails. What I know is there is talk of a monologue, a live monologue from Bob. There is talk of an attire, backdrop conversations. It seems like there are big plans. That's my loose understanding. Bob's Barbecue, July 4th. On the 11th, we're going to be doing Super Card of Honor, which every single time I have to remind myself that's what the show's called. It annoys me because, but that's what it's called. That'll be July 11th. And then the week after that, we're going to be doing in celebration of Evolution that would already happened by that point, we're going to be doing a Women's Wrestler Draft. So that's what's coming up on the Grin, folks. So I just wanted to note that. We have a couple questions here. Matt, did you say something? Sorry,
No,
you didn't? Okay. I heard something. I thought it was you. My apologies. Did you call me a piece of shit, bro?
Not yet.
Give it time.
Yeah.
Riley says, well, the late night Grin this week of Athena's all-woman show be the Grin for the week. What's the date for that, guys? Do we know what the and do we know what the broadcaster is? That's important. I mean, I want to watch the show.
Something. I want to go to it because it's not that far from me.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll see if that's feasible. The actual date. Come on.
Yeah. And if you can, I'd love to know where we're streaming this thing because I would like to watch the show. I would like to support Athena.
Saturday, August 9th.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do a Grin for that for sure.
It
it's on Twitch.
Oh, is it? Fuck yeah.
Oh, if it's on Twitch, to be honest, either way, I think we'll watch it. I mean, Athena's one of my all-time favorites. Like,
it's also they do stuff on Triller too. So
yeah, either way, it'll probably not be the flagship. It'll probably be on LNG Gold. Probably we'll do a hangout and watch it. But I want to support it because
every Saturday, and their
again,
YouTube channel says, I didn't know that.
This is again an example of what we talked about earlier, where you could sit all day long and talk about what things aren't in wrestling, or you could embrace shit like that's happening. You know, like that's cool. That's really cool. And it's important we support stuff like that. And Athena is a legend, and I'm excited to see how that turns out. I'm a bit late, but thoughts on these talks of Tico looking at this. So I don't know. Is this just I want to be careful here. Yeah. Is this just a reference to Jonathan Coachman talking about it, or is it an actual thing? Because it said there was talk of it, and that could mean anything. That could mean like some podcasters said, or it could mean there's talk in the industry of it. That's why I was confused.
Jack said it was on Yahoo Finance yesterday, but I didn't see it and I didn't seek it out, so I don't know. Not the Vince part, to be clear, only the TK.
Oh, okay,
I knew the sell part.
Okay.
But I didn't. Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't know anything about the Tico thing. I have nothing in terms of Vince. The option buy. I don't know about an option buy, but I do think this, like, and I have no idea what the situation is. But I do think people are crazy that think it's like unfathomable that Vince does something in pro wrestling again, considering what he has shown us in the past of his absolute relentless nature of being involved. Like, it seems very likely to me that he's going to do something. I hope it fails miserably. I'm concerned about the professional wrestling industry's response to him doing something, which I think will be very disappointing, quite frankly. Yeah. That is not a story I look forward to monitoring. So I think Vince would have said, I don't know anything about the buyback. I don't know a lot about that, so I apologize. I don't have a good answer for you, but
I tweeted about it today where I was saying like, just prepare yourselves for some like, highly regarded pro wrestlers to be involved in that thing if it happens. People in my comments were saying like, lol, Hogan and Austin and Taker. I was like, no, brother.
Like, no, brother. That VKM mind virus runs a lot deeper in this industry than you want to admit.
There is a thing, and fair or unfair, I would much lean to the latter. But there is there are a lot of wrestlers who their mentality is just, I have to disconnect all of that when I deal with wrestling promoters. Right. I will deal with them as a wrestling promoter. And look, I'm not saying that's right. I don't think it is. What I'm saying is, you have to think about some of the bookings these people take and where they work. They're not going to draw the line there. They're just not. And so, but we'll see. Hopefully nothing comes of it and he dies. Fair, right?
No, fully fair. Yeah,
I'm not arguing with it.
Yeah, we don't have to pull that punch, do we?
Nah, let it rock.
Yeah. Okay. So I just got a message from the Great Rice Man. Yeah, I apologize for that. Answer was terrible, but I hope it was at least somewhat entertaining. I apologize. The Great Rice Man has informed me that our video is almost ready to go here. So again, we're going to shoot for the top there. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of time to promote it, push it. I'm going to have to step away in a moment just to get everything moving in that regard. But should be a fun way to kind of ramp things up here as we celebrate the launch of LNG Productions by doing, what we do, which is just kill time and talk absolute nonsense while sweating profusely in the summer heat.
I know I definitely am.
I was going to say. The temperatures may differ, but I think we're all suffering in that regard.
It's a nice, brisk 92 degrees with a bunch of humidity because, Florida. So there's that.
Yeah.
It's 93
indeed.
Fucking Lord.
I think we're about to have another Grinner here too. Don't get too excited. It's not one of the big stars, but it is. Oh. I'll be honest, Chris. The engine of this thing, I think, is about to arrive here. The master of the tier list, I think, is on his way into the building here, folks. So get yourself ready. And that's worth noting, Chris, right? People may wonder, what's so different about a late night Grin tier list? Well, it's really quite simple. The High Chancellor of the tier list doesn't ever know what the topic is or what the answers are. It's a game changer, Chris, right?
Yeah, it is. And then, once we do get going, there's always some technical difficulties that at this point seem like it's us doing a bit, but every time we're shocked at little control. There is on the program.
And we do have some unfortunate news on the tier list front. Now, I've discussed this at length with Royce and a little bit of Tope. There appears to have been this is a rare case because we post any old shit. There appears to be lost media in the tier list category.
There is a There's two. There's one that was just lost.
Okay,
that was
my fault.
That was just lost. There's another one. I think it's just one that will probably never see the light of day. I don't know.
So Young Novi did a tier list with the boys, and it was intended to be on the new channel. And then months went by, and Novi goes to me. He goes, "That's never getting posted." I said, "No, it is." And then about a week later, I spoke to the boys. "Oh yeah, that's never getting posted." And Tope told me yesterday. He told me last week. He doesn't even know if he's still got it. He's just lost it entirely.
It was like, I think
the lost files.
It was like 3 months ago, maybe more. Like it was
spectacular.
A long time ago.
Absolutely,
I can't remember what the topic was.
Yeah. He kind of suggested it was out of date, which popped me because it's a tier list.
That's hilarious.
Speaking of such, there was a news story this week. I'm not even going to spoil this. Once we watch the video, remind me, just say news story this week, because there was a thing I experienced this week that was very unique to putting stuff in the can. You know, things can change quickly in this business. You have to be careful. Because the beauty of doing stuff that's not like super times, relevant on attached to how timely it is, you can post it whenever. Right? That's the beautiful thing about it. You get something you can.
Yep.
The issue with that is sometimes things do happen and they change the context considerably. So more on that later. And as I said, we're awaiting a sick Grinner here who is integral piece of the team, whether we like it or not. One half of the duo that's now got a downside here at Late Night Grin. Can you believe this, Matt? Guaranteed money in this business?
No, I'm not happy about it.
Yeah. What is this going to do with the house shows, bro?
Hey man,
I don't want to talk
working in
about
Troy, Ohio might be a struggle from this point forward.
I went to that show.
Oh, you did?
Wait, really?
The Troy, yeah.
Oh,
the house
AEW
show,
one.
yeah.
Remember AEW house shows?
It was fun.
I've been informed that Tope is actually going to be 15 minutes. So if you were like on the edge of your seat, just sit back in your chair. It's going to be a while.
I had my
mouse
hovered over the remove button, ready to leave.
Right.
He joined the screen.
Guys, I'm going to go set up our video.
Oh, this
can
is
you
gonna be
guys?
bad.
Can you think of a topic? Think of a topic before I go, so I know you're in safe hands. Because you're unsupervised here. I trust Marcus because he's a pro.
Miami Marlins baseball.
I'm alarmed.
That's a bad idea.
Chris is rusty. The one thing I'm making clear is it must be in some way related to professional wrestling or Late Night Grin. All right, chat, help them. I'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here, and our D leader Joe is absent. So, thoughts on Blake Monroe, guys?
Fine grappler. Bad promo.
Terrible promo, in fact.
In front of the people, at least.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Something else, please.
He's like, no, wrap it up.
Yeah, no comment.
So, the Lakers got sold finally.
Did they really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, for like $10 billion, right?
God
yep,
damn.
the Dodgers owned the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're not broken.
That guy
anymore.
owns everything, bro. That guy owns everything.
Yeah, like the Lakers are actually going to be like cash rich finally. They're not an elite mom and pop operation like they were for the last like 40 plus years. Because like the dirty secret about the Lakers is their management is actually not good. Their ownership is even worse. Like Dr. Buss was fine and everything. He was cool. Everybody loved him. And people just wanted to go there because it's Los Angeles. So that's why they kept getting every star in the book. But they're poor in comparison to a lot of owners. So now having a guy who bought it for 10 bills and it's just like loaded with cash and absolutely drops all types of bags to the Dodgers, which I think he gonna do with the Lakers now. Like might be a little spooky.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
I mean, there's only so far you can go in that league, but yeah, it's still gonna be. They'll be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, especially with the CBA.
You just can't do the level of disparity that the Dodgers can do, but
yeah,
they're going to.
Especially with the new CBA and everything, where they basically just like, no, super teams are not happening because you aren't going to have to pay like a bunch of money for them. Even with the Lakers, this guy is put a bunch of money into his other stuff, so he's probably going to be like, screw it, I'll pay for it. Why not? At least for a year or two.
That's crazy, bro. He
Um,
owns so much.
I think it's kind of the play,
yeah, me
unfortunately.
too.
Not even unfortunately. Unfortunately is not even right. If you do it right, it's good. But just the
Thing
way
is-
they're building it, I think you almost have to do it.
It makes sense
they
in the
didn't do
context
it-
of- Yeah, boss?
Like as recently as they did it, by they I mean WWF. I don't think anybody would actually give a fuck if AEW just did it again. I don't care. I think it'll be like such a cool moment. It's like specifically with the people involved, it'll be like very AEW with all the names that are available.
We're definitely
I
getting
just-
Sting and Darby, right?
Sting and Darby.
I would
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
I think Ed King's there. And then
Oh
obviously you
God, I
have-
hope
Yeah,
so.
that'd be a
Yeah.
really good spot for him.
Considering
Yeah.
the timeline, he can theoretically come back before then too.
Yeah. Now I
Is
do
he really that close? I mean, I don't follow stuff that
It's
closely anymore.
It's been over a year since the injury,
Yeah.
so
Dude,
the
his
timeline
his
would
music
be
his music hitting would be
Yes, bro.
that'd be special.
Yeah.
I do kind of think like there could be a better option for Eddie, just like something that is specifically about him and not him being part
Right.
of a group of run-ins. But I mean, it still would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'd
And like
opt for it.
so like I guess his role in it too being like his character since he's been there. I think that would be so Eddie for him to come back for that, right?
Yeah.
Like
Especially because
especially the Mox history and everything.
Exactly, I was gonna say, especially with
Yep.
Mox and like he's stopping Mox from whatever the fuck the story is with him in AEW.
I don't
yeah.
think he knows at this point.
Because I mean, King
Yeah,
definitely would have
yeah.
been involved in this if he wasn't hurt, like in
Oh,
some
right.
way, shape.
Oh yeah,
or
100%.
For sure, yeah. He did that promo around Collision where he's sitting on a couch. Fucking
that
awesome.
ruled too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a grumpy old Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm, like,
really
really
wish he didn't
sure-
shave his beard.
Yeah.
I was
I'm really sure that my enjoyment of this is just purely going to be result driven. So
I think
yeah,
that's what it is too. But I actually do believe the Death Rider stuff's been like shoot good since like after Dynasty.
I do too.
But-
Last night I was thinking like if AEW just had crowds that were like Arena Mexico always,
Well, yeah.
I think they would have been Death Rider stuff would have been good since like March probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just people
like
were just so
that
like,
reaction
sick of it.
is
It's
And
fucking
like
awesome,
you had the
bro.
you had the cope stuff.
Mhm.
You were doing like Orange Cassidy stuff at the very beginning because you were like going up from like the ground floor of AEW babyfaces, which was the pits of hell. And the other
Yeah.
guys were locked into other things. Hangman was still crashing out. He was losing the fucking Jay White 2 pay-per-views in a row. That put together 4-way they did at World's End, which was the pits of hell.
Rough. Yeah, very rough.
The co program was terrible. They got away from that
was
finally,
really-
and
that
it's
was
been
really
really bad ever
bad.
since. I don't remember. I never want to remember that main event ever again.
I think it's been good since he beat Swerve. Jack Crosby lost his mind, declared he wasn't watching AEW anymore. This wasn't on the air. This
I
was-
know I did.
Yeah. And I genuinely since then it's been good. Like,
Mhm.
Basically since the Dynamite after the Swerve match, it's been good.
See, the way I compare it with Swerve losing, I kind of think of it as like when Sammy lost the Elimination Chamber because so many people really wanted him to win that one.
Yeah,
so
that's a
over
good
time, people were like
comparison.
shoot pissed at it.
Mhm.
But like the thing is, people trusted because they knew at least there was light at the end of the tunnel because they saw, okay, Cody, he got the Rumble, like he'll win it, right? Like he has to, and then he didn't, and then they won it eventually, and they tried to fucking that up. Here, the pieces just kind of worked out and kind of fell into place. Like the Bucks could be involved in this. They've been awesome in the matches, and their actual character work has been very good. Hangman actually winning the Owen, which I'm still stunned actually happened because I was just so expecting it to be Ospreay, which
Me
would have
too,
been
yeah.
fine, would have been more than okay with it. But Heyman just feels different. Like it just feels like he being the one to beat Moxley, him being the one to get his chance at redemption at the biggest show of the year. It just feels really galvanizing for large swaths
And
of
I
the
mean-
audience, myself included.
He's from Virginia, but there's something to the Cowboy winning the title in Texas, you know?
Yeah.
Getting back on the
Need that.
horse and all that.
Yeah.
And he's beaten Mox before. And like that promo last week where Mox had him like hogtied, he's basically saying, bro, I'm begging you to beat me.
Yeah.
Please.
It seems like it went well, fellas.
Yeah.
we're doing our thing,
Started
talk
off
about
rough,
great
but
Took
we
a little
we
bit
got
of
there.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good speed.
Oh no, Marcus is a pro. I'm sure he got you there in the end. Good stuff.
Honestly,
Good work,
shout
fellas.
out to Colt because he asked that question and he got us on track.
Yeah.
And we were talking about
Yeah,
the
shout out.
Lakers, dude. Like you would have been pissed.
Yeah. You'd have been pissed.
Yeah. You
Basketball
literally told us to talk about pro wrestling, and we started talking about basketball.
I made my career doing hoops talk on wrestling podcasts. It's fine.
That's true. It's true.
The numbers down, by the way. Fucking, you guys need to consider that.
Good point.
Magic formula, guys. Made to more of the pay next time. Buster, keep that in mind. Make a note of that, Buster.
Yeah.
Folks,
I'm sure you'll use that to rig the next draft.
We are we are seemingly on track for a 5 p.m. premiere. Matt, what did you say, mate? Sorry.
I'm just frustrated. Like, you turn the bots off as soon as you leave, just so you can claim that viewership's down. Notice they're not coming back.
It's all about the game and how you play it, right? You
know.
Yeah.
And then he fucking quotes Triple H song lyrics. Okay, bro.
Triple H song lyrics is crazy, by the way. It makes it sound like he made the song. Huh?
We need crowd sweetener sounds.
We do, especially with this Caden Lee project I'm working on, where he's the top babyface. We're going to need a lot.
You did it last night.
Well,
he typed in the chat, "Let's go, Caden Lee" on the LNG account.
This is like giving Nights of the G1 and him getting voted out of the main event.
All right, folks.
Take him to Osaka.
Big news. Big news, folks. I'm going to put this link in the chat here. You go to the LNG Productions channel, you will see that we have a premiere mere 20 minutes away, folks. I just heard Oracle.
Oh, it's still on repeat.
20 minutos.
We're almost there. Watch this together as a family. I'm just making sure that everything's set up and I know how this works. So give me a second. But we're locked in, folks.
All right. Apparently, so we still have the family from the game night. We still have them.
Yep. Now, that was a hell of a time, wasn't it, the game? We need to bring that back.
So fun. That was so fun.
So fun.
We have a laugh track in here, guys.
That was for Bobby's monologues, right? Remember we got the reaction shots of Oracle where he looks at the camera and shit?
Yeah.
Oh, that was good times. That was a ridiculous undertaking, though, wasn't it? That 31.
It really was, yeah.
Critically acclaimed.
I thought so.
I had to add laugh tracks to monologues. Like, that shit was exhausting. Had to time it just right, and sometimes Bob would not wait long enough for the laugh track, and so I'd have to fade it so that. What a mess!
It was fucking awesome.
Back when I actually tried on this channel.
Hey man, we've all been there before on other channels before, you know.
Sometimes you check out in this business. But as we were saying,
I'll say
we're 20 minutes away from the premiere. I'm gonna do some tweets here. Already got some people in the chat. Already got 6 likes on the video, folks. There's almost 100 of you here right now watching us. There was more than that before I left, but these things happen. MMA, as Gus Johnson taught us all those years ago. And so, with that in mind, we still, those of you who've stuck around. In 20 minutes, we would like to think you're going to join us for this. This is a pretty cool thing we're going to do. We're going to react to this together. It's a 4-minute video. This is you're not going to be here for. It's not going to be an hour-long documentary program here. 4-minute video. It's pretty silly. It's pretty goofy. And it's going to announce a couple things. Nothing major. Nothing crazy. It's just going to give you an idea, a couple clips, and then afterwards we'll be able to talk about some of those things. So we're at 20 minutes away here, Matt. I can see the excitement in your face. The intensity. You can't wait. You just can't wait.
Locked the fuck in.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about.
How long has it been that way too? You just been that the whole time?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, since you first started telling, yeah. Every day I ask for updates.
Yeah. Now, I do want to note that when the premiere starts, there'll be a 3-minute countdown because it pops me.
No, for fuck's sake. Okay.
So you've actually got until 5:03.
The YouTube countdown music pops me tremendous.
It pops. I can't help it, dude. It's just funny. I'm sorry. It just is.
Remember when those were on the AEW Dark show? Yes. They had that fucking long 2-minute countdown.
Guys, we don't need this, I don't think. It's the pandemic. We're already losing our sense of time as it is. I don't need more time added on to this shit.
My favorite thing about Dark that no one talks about, celebrates enough, is that originally Dark was YouTube SmackDown. We had real matches on it. And then in the pandemic, Tony very fairly honestly quite admirably turned it into a way to pay independent wrestlers, right? So they just did squash matches.
Yeah.
But what was funny, he never got out of that mode. So then when they went on the road, he just went, "This is what it is now, bro. I ain't changing that." And then, so much so, he then introduced Elevation, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
And after like 2 weeks, he went, "Oh, fuck it, Elevation's the same too."
He's like, all right.
Paul White on commentary.
Oh, bro.
That press release of him signing it was so fun. I was like, wait, what?
That was an incredible day, bro. The graphic with him with his suit on.
And that was one of those, there was no warning or anything. Like, it hadn't been leaked at all. It's just, you got on Twitter and there was a fucking picture of Paul White is all elite with a press release.
Yep.
And then,
no more BS, bro.
Yep.
I decided he was the best lead commentator in professional wrestling.
Of course.
I did that as a bit, and then I genuinely started liking him, which is how a lot of my bits go.
Yeah.
I miss it. I genuinely miss him calling, like doing. He tried so hard. It was like.
Was it him and Daddy Magic?
Sometimes Eddie Kingston used to be a real challenge.
King was on there.
Yeah.
It was him and Daddy Magic, though. Yeah, I think that was the main. When he was really the main guy, I think it was with Menard.
Because originally he was there as a color analyst with Schiavone, wasn't he? And then he started, as you say, he started doing Gorilla Monsoon and he started leading the broadcast.
What an effort.
Bless his heart.
And that was one of the greatest wrestling pay-per-views of all time. He wrestled in the semi-main event.
Oh my God, you're right, in Chicago. Yeah.
Yep. QT Marshall.
And it has to be said, that was a short match. It didn't hurt the pay-per-view, but it was a sobering watching that you quickly realize Paul is not going to be wrestling much in AEW, right? Like, because I remember I was kind of convinced that he could do like a good match with Omega or someone, you know? And then I remember watching that and thinking, he ain't having any matches. Yeah, it's just
like, dial it back.
Yeah.
Then that one appears like in 2023 where he looked like a fucking shark bit his hip out.
Oh, yeah.
A shark bit his hip out.
like he's had one full leg here, and then the other one he's just leaning over here. Like it's like the girl Planet Terror with the gun for a leg. That's how dire it looked. And then he got slammed on the car by Hobbs, and we just never saw him again.
We haven't seen him since.
Many photos shot with the leaning therapy.
No, yeah.
Him just walking down, you could tell immediately what the deal was. that was wrong.
That's a good question.
Is gone, that leg is gone, all of it's gone.
Let's keep the pants on.
Hilariously, I talked about this earlier.
You did.
So Manny, I have seen between, I think, 2 or 3 of your specials. The Flag Day one, I saw about 15 seconds of. I turned it on, and I saw that you guys were using the Late Night Grin background on Late Night Grin Gold. And it was the background that's set up for the banner at the bottom, and there was no banner at the bottom. And I got really mad, and I closed the show. I contemplated going into the studio and changing everything. But last time I did that, Dukes changed it back just to be spiteful. So, yeah.
The worst ever, Dukes, was when I specifically said to him, don't use the Christmas overlay because I'm saving it for the Ebu special. And then I checked the recording after and he used the Christmas overlay.
Yeah. He just doesn't change it. Actually, I'm wrong. It wasn't the one I changed was I came on, you were doing the show and the WCW background was on and I got mad about it. And I came in and changed it. And as soon as I left, you changed it right back.
Yeah. Well, these things happen.
We have news from Novi.
Oh,
he's on his way home. Estimated ETA near 5. Estimated ETA near 5.
He's got 3 minutes after.
Tell him he's got a 3-minute countdown, brother.
Yeah.
3-minute countdown. Brother. And we have another grinner here at last. The High Chancellor of the tier list. Our fearless editing champion. Tope Suicida, how are you, brother?
Hello, I'm good. As always, does this microphone work?
I can hear him. Can you guys hear him?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's clear.
It's always a struggle with the headphones. I'm doing
great.
What's
the battery life? What's the battery life looking like?
We charged them up. We're at 97, dropping rapidly.
Shit.
That means we've got 5 minutes of clean audio to go.
These cell count is not looking good.
Yeah,
dropping rapidly.
We got a solid 52 minutes in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the main thing is you're here for the grin along, really, right? That's the main thing. I mean, that's the big event here, Tope. Are you excited, man? It's like genuinely, all bits aside. Tope's like one of them. He's the main man, really. If we're being honest, this whole thing. So this is a pretty exciting day, Tope. Fair to say?
Yeah, I'm very excited. How long ago did you said? Because I've been pitching videos and stuff like this for like years to you.
Yeah.
But how many months ago was it that you came to like me and Rice?
I think we had a meeting.
Yeah.
Which I'm ashamed to admit, but I think we had a meeting in like February or March.
Yeah, that's.
And then
it was before the Novi tier list.
I remember that. I was gonna say whenever that was, it was around then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's been a minute, and like, you know, I've stressed throughout because I think it's important to kind of manage expectations. Like the real big stuff, something we can talk about when this is done. We'll be able to talk about what the video they're probably going to get first, right? So we'll probably talk about that a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
The biggest part of this we'll probably be able to tell you guys in a couple of weeks. We wanted to get this thing moving because the big thing that I've become an increasing believer in is that sometimes you just have to fucking do stuff sometimes, don't you? You know, like, I mean, Tope's got so many great ideas, but I think 2024 Bert would have just gone, well, we'll get to it eventually. And it was in 2030, all of a sudden, I'd be fucked, you know? So you just got to do it. So that's been the whole point of this, has been trying to get stuff done. And it's been hilarious because at times I have to go into my office and record audio like I'm working on a fucking Pixar film.
You got a friend of me playing in the background?
Yeah, that's 50% of the messages we send to each other are uploaded to the drive.
Send it in, brother. Send it in.
But it's coming together nicely. And we've got some really cool stuff, which you'll see a teaser for here in just 10 minutes, folks. We're counting down rapidly. We're very excited. Novi is hurrying on home.
Move your ass, Novi.
Kane is asking, are we still trying for 8?
I don't know about that. It's very hot in here. I began to question that.
Yeah, I got a bit to put together here, brother. I don't know by 8 o'clock.
Okay, I just saw it here. Matt has just sent me a screenshot of a text, March 27th. Working on something real stupid. I want to make some stuff that's more accessible, folks, without an understanding of LNG lore, as the barrier of entry is pretty sizable. So Tope and Rice Man will be leading a new project called LNG Productions. That was March 27th. There you go, folks. So it's been a minute, man. It was 3 months ago. That was obviously after we had that meeting. So, and how many meetings we had since then, Tope?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I want to say at least like half dozen, maybe upwards to 10.
25 or so, yeah.
Maybe 50.
Because you got to check in sometimes, don't you know?
Yeah, I'm just saying it for night sometimes.
Yeah, there was that one where Rice joined us and he had a Subway and he was like,
yeah, he was on his lunch break at work. He literally just walked into the break.
I'm interrogating him about his progress with something.
Yeah,
Rice, where are we at on this thing? Come on, let's go.
Like YouTube banner graphics or whatever.
Indeed, but it's been a fun ride so far, and we're very, very, very fired up for you guys to go look at. We stress again, link in the chat. And also, let me do this again, actually. And also, you can just look at the channel and subscribe or so on, whatever you want to do. If you can, and this would be a great way to kick this thing off and give it some juice, folks. If we could like this video before it even premieres, I mean, that would be spectacular. There's already 14 likes on this. There's 14 likes, guys. That's great. 14 likes is great. But I think we can get a little bit ahead of the game on this here. Because here's the thing. The worst thing is, when this starts, this is going to be at such a breakneck pace and so riveting. You don't want to be distracted by the like button, right? You could handle that now. You know, this, and then you'll be ready to go when the time the video starts. Just keep that in
21
mind.
people waiting.
And if we want to get this party started, I will be
down
doing
to 22
my
likes.
Let's go. And as a bonus, I will be doing my best Funk Flex impersonation for this.
Tremendous. We are now at 216 subscribers. We are very thankful for the support out the gate here, folks. I just saw Marcus advertising this on Twitter, which is wonderful. Confirm shoot, are you okay?
Yeah.
I thought you were running away from Tope again.
I mean, I was, but what I'm doing is I'm incorporating these bits where I leave into me
Yeah.
being able to go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Like true worker, bro. It's like when Dragons does the concussion cell. You know, he's working his weaknesses into the matches. I like it. I like it a lot.
Like it's good. It's good work, but it's a slightly questionable move. Like that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah. You'll be fencing next. Do you remember when they banned that?
Yeah.
The fencing cell.
Didn't somebody do it right after that?
Of course, yeah. It's like the TNA thing recently where they said they banned the throat slash and like 4 people did it on the next TV to make a point. It's
get fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that stuff works. I remember there was like a memo, it got leaked, didn't it? With all stuff you couldn't do. Yeah. That was a whole segment. That was a whole segment of a podcast for sure. I remember talking about it with Marcus. 100% Marcus and I were on a show where we analysed that. I'm convinced of it.
Wasn't it like
well over like a sport?
Yeah.
Like the buckle bomb was banned for a bit, right?
Yeah. Fucking Rollins, bro. Fucking
asshole.
Fuck you, Toby.
Did you know if you search LNG Productions on YouTube, one of the first results is a video about how liquefied natural gas is made?
I do, because when we had the thing with the other gentleman who goes by LNG, he explained to us that LNG will never be either of ours because of the liquefied gas.
There's also another LNG Productions channel.
Yes.
That appears to be Minecraft videos from 6 years ago.
I see a merger in our future. I see a merger.
Yeah. LNG game.
Folks, the other part of this dynasty with LNG
Oh my
Productions.
fucking God, is that Rice Man?
The big man is back. Rice, how you feeling, brother?
Hello. I'm all right. I'm excited, actually. I was hanging out, I was like, we had this date planned. We're going to announce it. And then when you made the post, I got actual goosebumps, which is kind of funny, to be honest. But I was hoping Toby didn't show up so I could get his cut. But I guess we're here now.
Speaking of such, actually, this is something we should talk about before we go. I came up with this brilliant idea to post Ray Jr. pictures every day because I thought if there was one wrestler that I could be confident would maintain their image as a wrestling legend, a pristine icon of our sport, it would be Rey Mysterio. Next thing I know, he's getting the shit kicked out of him. We're posting action shots every day. It was outrageous.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking I was revealing young Dukes here. Hang on a second. Let's get back onto that. There he is. Dukes, how are you, brother?
Yeah.
What's up?
How are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you, Joe?
I'm terrific. I'm glad to see you, brother. This is it's pretty cool, right? I mean, all of the generations of the Grin here.
I don't think I've talked to Dukes in like a year.
Yeah.
It's been long. Been too long, Matt.
A lot's happened since you lost. Duke's a big MJF fan now. Big. Yeah.
I knew that would happen.
DMs me for scarves all the time.
And
fair. Very fair. You can't argue with that.
No, he just messed the group chat. All caps. I'm speeding.
Excellent.
Jesus Christ.
The real magic of this would be the real magic of this would be that we get enough people that by the time nobody gets here, he can't get on the screen. We have too many slots taken up. We're 5 minutes away, folks, from a little piece of history here. This has been very cool so far. We are very thankful for the viewership today. 100 people just hanging out with us as we set the stage for this thing. Want to stress again, once this airs, we will be able to kind of elaborate on a couple things, not everything, but a couple things. And this should be fun. Should be very, very fun indeed. So we're counting down. We are now at, how many likes are we at now, fellas? Buster, have you got that by any chance? What are we at? We're across 30, I just saw. We've crossed 30 likes on this thing.
My God.
We've crossed 30 likes. It's climbing rapidly. We're premiering in 3 minutes. We are imploring you all. Yes. Rick, come on, go five.
Yeah.
The countdown, that's just part of the price of doing business. Cost of doing business around here. But Dukes, how nervous are you right now, man?
I'm shaking.
Yes, physically just shaking in fear and anxiety. Yeah. Honestly, the thing is, I don't think, other than Tope and Rice, like none of you guys have seen what we're about to play, right?
No.
I didn't send it to you, Matt, right? Okay, yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
Manny's
we have breaking news in the chat from Old Novi.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
I'm just saying I'm the only young gun here.
Hmm?
I said I'm the only young gun here. That's all I'm saying.
Woof. I mean, that's why you're my favorite, Buster. You know that. That's why you're my
Exactly.
favorite.
I'm getting the push.
Doesn't mean you're the top baby face, but you are my favorite. You know, that's the way it works. Just like how Rollins was Paul's favorite. It's just, you know, two different things.
Stop this. Stop.
Yeah,
I've been compared to Rollins twice in 24 hours.
You gotta say though, dude, how great is it that Caden hates the bit where he's like an unpopular
it's
baby
awesome.
face? It's just brilliant. Right?
Yeah.
So it's probably the best bit I've done in years, quite frankly. I haven't had many good ones recently. Still 100 you hear. My goodness, this video has almost got 70 likes. This launch party we're doing here.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Oh my
which
God.
means there's a chance that when all things said and done, people are going to click on this channel, get a most popular, and just see this image as a leading representation of our platform.
Biggest party of the summer, baby.
Look at Dango.
Is that-
Guys,
is that-
Jesus.
What is this for?
Is that in
by
the
way? I meant to
parking
ask
lot
this.
of the PC? Where
So-
is this?
Probably.
This was listed on .com as like tailgate party photo shoot, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I
Super
stumbled
Bowl.
on this.
Yeah, it had to have been like they used to do stuff around the Super Bowl
On
the
That makes
website.
sense.
When do you think this
But
was?
it's also like it's extremely America themed. So is it just July 4th?
That's true too. I don't know.
do you think this was like Road Dogg SmackDown era? It's got to be, right? Because like, why would Breezango being there and Elektra and Carmella being up? It's got to be that, right? Naomi's there. That's the SmackDown crew. 2016, 2017, I think. Got to be. When he was booking on the fly mat, you know.
It's 2016 because Alexa had red hair.
There you go. We did lore about this recently. Who was the guest on Full Sail when we did the purple hair Alexa spot? Was that Novi? He was Novi. Our fallen soldier.
Yeah, I think it was nice.
Right, we're 60 seconds away, folks. We're 60 seconds. Please click the link in the chat. This whole thing is a great big fucking waste of time. If you don't click the link. I'm sweating profusely here in this ridiculous studio setup in order to forcefully get you to watch this video. It is of no use to me if you refuse to do so. We've wasted our time. We've had a good time, but we've still wasted it, you know?
Yeah.
You need to click it, folks. You can mute it for like, I don't give a fuck. You mute the thing. I don't care. Just click it. It's 4 minutes long. What do you want from me? All right. 3-minute countdown, so you have to rush to it. A grin along for this is really, I mean, extreme. It has to be said.
How much time do I have, Joe?
Here, but
you got time, bro.
plenty of time.
Should be my head up.
My God.
Look at Dango.
Dirty Dango, baby.
What a hero, dude. He posted a graphic, and it was like a TNA buy tickets TNA graphic. It's just a picture of him smiling. That was the whole graphic.
I don't think it was a smile at a TNA show, Dango, but thank you.
Jesus.
Countdown music is blasted into my earphones.
I had it muted. I was prepared.
Dude.
I was
Okay.
like, oh my God.
The premiere music started. You can now tune in. We need you, folks. We need you desperately. The link is in the chat. Do not let us down. Think of Bob.
Come
I'll
on.
guide for this project, please.
LNG Productions world premiere, lock in.
There it is, as advertised. The link is in the
Is that
chat.
God?
It might as well be, right?
We are counting down, folks. We're 2 minutes away from a piece of late night Grin history that you will never forget, and you will most certainly forget it. But that's the way we're advertising, and we're sticking to it.
Remember, this is the precursor to the big day.
Yeah, this isn't that big. Remember that. But you fucking ought to watch it. If you don't watch this, what luck do we have when it's the big day? Right? We've got no
True.
chance.
Yep.
We're not even going to do a party for the big day. This is our last roll of the dice. It's day one. I'm already panicking here. Please.
This
help
is
us.
a little gameplay trailer, you know? Go ahead and lock us
Yeah.
in.
That's it.
Help us here, folks. We've got 56 people watching. We have 46 likes. Come on. Let's push this thing forward. Come on, folks.
And after you watch this, go to your local store and put your hand in the cash register for no reason. Big LNG Productions, baby.
You heard him. Duke, tell the people they got to do this quick. Come on. This is everything. Do or die, Dukes.
Listen. If you do not click this video, there will be
Yep.
no more Manny streams.
Holy
Bro,
shit.
Oh fuck!
Do
We're
y'all want
taking away
that?
content now? We're taking away content.
Dude, that's crazy. That is
Got
crazy.
70 seconds on the countdown.
The thing that we said for 3 hours
that's a
we
direct
weren't willing to do.
Oh fuck!
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
he's here.
gosh.
Holy
Maybe
shit, he's here!
Buzzer beater.
Bang!
Is he here?
Ah!
Oh shit!
Yeah!
We can't even hear you. We can't even hear you.
He's singing me.
Can't hear you.
Fuck.
We can't hear you, Novi.
40 seconds.
We got 40 seconds. Let's
They
do it.
downed
What
him, bro.
Novi's saying, but he's very excited.
You hear me now?
Hello.
Yes, we can. We got
Nobody's
40
gonna
seconds.
stop me. I'm gonna do it again. Nobody's gonna stop me. Not even red lights.
Y'all heard him.
Fuck red lights.
Big Novi at the buzzer. He's violating no type of traffic laws for this shit, baby.
Fuck red lights.
15 seconds.
Watch it.
We're almost there, folks. Come on.
The fucking link.
All of us here, ready to go. We're at 50
Once
likes
again,
on
y'all
this.
hear Novi. Fuck the traffic laws.
Fuck the traffic
Fuck
laws.
them red lights.
Speed limit. Who?
Remember what I said, folks. Mute the thing. We're counting down. We're in the final seconds here. Let's enjoy this, folks. All right, we're going to be a little quiet here, relatively speaking, for our standards anyway. We're going to enjoy the ride, boys. Fuck, I'm just remembering doing this. This fucking guy.
What in the world?
We have a double chat situation here. Here we go, folks. We can write this down again. Bro says tier list. All right, that sounds
That
good.
sounds good.
I don't believe them all there. The hard sell. I've got double dukes on my screen here.
Alarming.
Damn. Late night Grin Inception here, really. Real live cage match reviews.
Fact.
Look at that, by the way. That Rice edit there.
That's some real cinematic shit right there.
The Burberry is spectacular.
It was
The big one. Boys, the big one.
Here we go.
The big one. Finally, some TNA coverage in here, huh? It's tremendous. Excellent work.
This is special.
Excellent. Fucking Manny. Look at that. Look at that.
Holy shit. It looks awesome.
Oh.
Look at the hoop. This is the best hoop of fucking doing.
That's insanity.
Oh shit.
Go Big Blue, huh?
Bro, my bad.
Whoopsie.
Oh shit. He just fucking leaves. This is a big one, folks. Damn, look at that graphic.
Incredible.
This is nice.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Significant, some would say.
We'll show you guys that backdrop in a second. Oh shit.
Holy
The
fuck.
big one. Yeah. Yo, what? Yo. Yo.
Big business,
Time out on
boys.
What in the world?
Yeah, this is the real main event coming up here. This was the first thing we had, right? Look at that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Let's fucking go.
There we go, folks. There we go. That's where this journey begins with cock and piss.
As with all journeys of man and all assortment of canines and animals.
We have one last favor to request from you, folks. Because what we just did was kind of crazy. We just had 90 people watching that and 90 people watching this, and there was double chats and double dukes and all sorts. If you can leave a comment, that would be tremendous. That would be very, very nice of you. So if you can, it doesn't have to be anything expansive. It could just be, I like Bob O'Neill. You can do that. And now we can talk a little bit more on some of the stuff we're working on within reason, right? We can talk a little bit. So the big thing that's in there that to me is most exciting is Grinfinite Possibilities, the what if thing that we've been working on. And I want to, if you can give me a second here, I want to show the graphic. You could see it in there, but unfortunately Hulk Hogan was covering it because he usually does.
Oh,
Tommy too.
Oh,
yeah, we can't switch to the other
there's
folder.
backgrounds. They're on here, but they're backgrounds. That won't do anything for us.
All right, I'll put it on the screen here in a second. But that was what I was referencing earlier when I said there was a news story this week that could have changed something. If Hogan had died,
Oh, that'd have been awesome.
Look at the views.
Better.
I've done all type of drugs live on there. I can't lie.
I wasn't worried about him dying. I was worried about what it would have done to the content. You know, I just thought it would have really.
It would have helped
They
us.
didn't.
Yeah, it would have helped. His name would have been in the news more.
Yeah.
Well.
SEO, brother, SEO.
Exactly.
All right. Let me put this on the screen here. This is so awesome that when I sent it to Matt, he was like, "We need to make a shirt with this. Look at this. This is the backdrop for Grinfinite Possibility. I want everyone to just
awesome.
soak up the collection of shit on this deal here.
A lot of layers.
There's so much going on here. Fronts, I mean, the amount of bits wrapped into this thing here. Look at that Jackie Crosby shot in the corner there.
Incredible.
Uncle Jack, baby.
So, as we said on the deal there, the first of those will be Hogan and WCW, and it takes some interesting directions, Matt, fair to say. That was a really fun time.
Yes, that was a great show. Riceman, you made that graphic, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
incredible.
We are gonna put that on a shirt. Any money we make on that will go to Riceman.
Let's fucking go.
Despite my personal preferences, I have to give the money to Rice.
Well, I appreciate it.
So yeah, if we have the high def version of that image, I need it so I can put it on a shirt, and we will. That'll be on the Late Night Grin shop soon, and it'll be on sale. Anytime you add a shirt, it's on sale for like 4 days. So if you actually want it, you care, it'll be out there. I'll have Joe announce it because I'm not on shows very much. So
all right, that works.
You can put it on Twitter, I guess. We have one of those, right? We have a Twitter account.
Oh, Jesus, let's get the fuck out of me.
Mike just fell for some reason.
I saw it.
Jesus Christ.
Tope, I think it's fair to say that like Grinfinite and the drafts are going to be kind of lead attractions. Fair to say, Tope?
Oh yeah, I think Grinfinite's going to be a lot of fun, especially based off of like a couple of the situations and scenarios we've kind of thrown out. And then the yearly drafts, I think like I really like the draft concept, and I think our like twist on doing it yearly and promotions and all that.
Yes.
It's gonna make it like very fun, and like we can do any year or any style and it'll still be good.
And with that in mind, that feels like this was a good time to elaborate a little bit, because we didn't have a fancy backdrop for that. We had so much going on. We just said we're going to do it with the Grin, and because it didn't stand out the way Grinfinite did on the trailer. So that will be starting. That will probably be the first video you get on the new channel. We're very confident, unless something changes here with the big one, quote unquote. The first video you get will most likely be the draft. That is a draft of Wrestling's 2005. And so it's very different to the kind of things we do. When we do a live draft, we do 100 picks in a couple of hours, and we're just like, this is not that. There's in the whole thing, there's 20 picks, and it's an hour and a half recording of us. It's basically a conversation about 2005, and we go in all sorts of places. The rules are pretty unique and challenging because when one, I don't want to spoil anything, but if I take a wrestler everything they do is off the board. So it's a pretty challenging thing. We'll explain the rules obviously on the video, but it's a pretty unique concept. It was a really fun crew for the first one because Buster is very, very knowledgeable about pretty much any time, but especially was great use on that show. And Contrarian Alex lived. He was, 42 at the time?
Yeah. 43, I think.
Give or take on the 42.
Yeah. And Manny the Hooper is fucking insane. At one point, I asked if the boys are okay with the rules so far, and Manny just goes, I'm fucked. So that will probably be the first video you guys get, and that is we were really happy with how that went. So hopefully that will be a fun watch, and eventually you're going to get Grinfinite. The other things that will be kind of a little bit less expansive from the editing point of view, the match reviews, right? So obviously we had some fun there. Dukes is someone we're hoping is going to be featured in that. I know Dukes, you've been writing match reviews recently, and we want to do that. So this will cover a whole wide kind of span. So some of the match review stuff will be as simple as, say Dukes wants to cover Hangman and Bryan Danielson. It will be a single video about that match, for example. Mm-hmm. But the thing that will be a more consistent feature is you can look for monthly uploads where we talk about the month of wrestling, like we did with Actual Graps Talk recently. Mm-hmm. The big man is back. It'll be that in a much more kind of streamlined fashion. Buster will record a review. I'll record a review. They'll be edited together. Bob O'Neill, you are here on this historic day. How you feeling, mate? Oh, fuck.
He's dead.
Bobby? Bob?
He's moving again. He's doing the thing.
No, so I'm usually hardwired. I'm good. I'm not hardwired right now, so it might be.
I just said I'm usually hard.
What's going on, yo?
By the way, chat, we get some screenshots on the Twitter timelines. People know what they're missing right now. This is a wild crew we got here. This is a crazy playoff lineup we got out here right now. The rotation is crazy.
10-man rotation.
Yeah. Bob, are you okay?
Strength in numbers, Warriors.
Oh, Bobby.
Doing well now. Trouble. I think you just need to load. Like I said,
There's a slight delay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. Like I said, I usually plug in.
Yeah, you're usually hard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm usually hard. I love the fucking Bob and I just splitting half of our faces on opposite sides of the screen. There's so little space left. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, Bobby. This is important. So anything LNG Productions, it's a big reason why this stream is on here. LNG Productions is going to be pre-recorded videos, and they're going to be edited. I wouldn't expect, because we talked about a lot about the footage. We don't want to be in a position where we're relying on using fucking SmackDown footage, right? It's not going to be crazy on footage, but they're going to be kind of stylized and have a cool kind of feel to them is the hope. So it will be a different flavor in that regard, and that's going to be a huge thing of kind of splitting them. So
and then
they'll be pre-recorded.
Not to speak for Joe, but for myself, because I would put my foot down on this. There won't be live content on LNG Promotions because we don't have enough followers for super chats
or productions. Yeah, productions.
Yeah, I just did it.
You just the man. I've done it since I started that bit too. So
it should have been LNG Promotions. Change it.
No,
okay, work on that right now.
The reason we actually considered it, but we said the JHP thing was too. It would water down.
True.
Damaged goods. I've already burned that one. So we were talking about this trailer we just put together. And the idea was that Manny the Hooper was going to list off what was on the channel.
Yeah.
So the idea was he was going to say LNG Promotions, and I was going to, what's going to the channel? He was going to say, tier lists or so on and so forth. And I looked at Manny the Hooper as I began to tell him what I was expecting him to do, and I quickly realized this was not a good idea. So then I said, okay, how's this, mate? I'll just read them, and you riff. And he goes, all right. So that's why some of the riffing was things as dynamic as, that sounds good.
Yeah. Manny, the past couple times he's into the StreamYard has been quite alarming. Yeah. You told him about the 2005 draft, and his immediate response was fuck, now I gotta study 2005, man. It was so fucking funny. He was just tired, ready to go to bed.
He was, but for all his fun and games, and he'll probably hate me killing his gimmick like this, he is very, very happy to be involved with this deal. We talked about it a lot the other night. It actually was a really nice conversation we had, because Manny was watching the Grin when it started. He was a viewer. And we've watched Manny go from slightly awkward Wrestle Purist guest to fucking insane late night Grin stalwart. And it's been an incredible ride. He doesn't watch wrestling anymore unless he's on the program. It's awesome. So I think he's going to be on this channel a lot. So yeah, we were talking about like the match review thing. You'll see different formats, but the thing you can look for monthly is like a monthly kind of, not recap, because there's some matches won't cover, but you know, we want Novi to be recording a 3-minute review from a DPW match. We want Dukes to record something from Dynamite. I'll do something from, I don't fucking know, you know, wherever I watch. Buster with All Japan. You know. We want this to be, and this is what I was trying to stress earlier, this is not us trying to do what culture. That already exists, dude. Like, we don't need to be doing that. This is still going to be shit that's really nerdy. Clearly, we're doing a what if series about the fucking 90s here, the first one out the gate. So, yeah. I think that covers everything, right? Is there anything else we should talk about from that? Yes?
I just went back and reviewed the tape, which literally means I opened YouTube and watched this exact show from a minute ago. And right after I called it LNG Promotions and you yelled at me, and then you went back to being serious, and you immediately called it LNG Promotions.
I say I do it all the time now since I did the bit, yeah. I felt unnecessary, frankly. I really don't know what that means.
a little bit, you know.
I went, you know, I was going to say under the hood, but that doesn't work for you because you don't watch football to know what that reference is. But I reviewed the tape.
I said that once, and Bob
I know
thought
you got the
something completely different. Yeah. I said working under a hood, and Bob thought I was doing some sort of. Never mind.
So anyway, anytime we refer to LNG Promotions, we're talking about LNG Productions.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's honestly it's a good bit.
It is, yeah. And the funniest was
all the time.
And Rice, if we can find the clip, we could tweet it maybe. But I had the idea. I said, Manny, what could be a good outline for Manny? I go, what you should do is you should be like, man, this LNG Promotions thing sounds fun. And the joke is he says it wrong. And Manny goes, yeah, cool. And he goes, man, this LNG Productions thing sounds pretty cool. I said, well, yeah. I said, yeah, but you should say it wrong. Remember, that's what we just you got to call it on the fly with Manny, brother. It's
I don't know how Dukes does it.
Yeah, but
I just let him go.
That's what you can do. What was it that when Brett was wrestling Goldberg, it's like wrestling a gorilla?
Yeah.
Like Austin and Manny is like, dude. Bobby, are you okay now?
I think so. I'm not delayed on this end, but when I'm done working, I can plug in my Ethernet. Will be good if we're going past the top of the hour. But I am still working right now, and that computer needs Ethernet. So
that's all right. Don't worry.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up, pal?
How would you know if you're delayed or not?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I'm not delayed. Yeah, actually, shit. You got me there.
It has to be said, I was wondering what it meant to say, I'm not delayed on my end.
On my end.
Which sounded like you were sort of complimenting your own intelligence, really. It was quite...
No, because
like,
you're matching up with
genius,
what you're saying now.
Yeah.
The video and audio matches up for me now. I don't know how it does.
No, you're fine. Don't worry. It's not a long lag or anything.
Yeah, there's a slight one, but not as bad as before.
Yeah.
That's good. Funny.
That's just fun. What was we talking about? Oh, yeah. So I think we covered everything, right? We covered the main things there. We did. I mean, if you're wondering why we chose apples and cocks,
and then you don't watch.
I'm wondering why you chose that.
So, because of what it is, and I'm not trying to spoil it because I genuinely don't want any spoilers for this because I want people to react to it. Because we are talking about something specific in the eventual project, we had to find a clip that wouldn't spoil it. And that is something that just sounds like something he would say in any context, frankly. That sounds about right. So that was the right one to use, I feel. So yeah. And on that note, because we have been doing a lot of emoji business and teasing it and delaying it and so on. So we are very hopeful that in the next couple of weeks, you guys will know what that is. And when we are ready and we have everything in order and we're cleared with legal and things of that nature,
I'll be ready for that.
You will get a trailer that I have seen the outline for. Let me tell you something, folks. That ain't no, we just sit here and laugh at Manny's. No. I'm talking major motion picture. I'm talking rent a cinema. That's what I'm talking about here, you know? I'm just saying this. This is what I'm going to say, and we'll move on. I watched, I believe it was the third cut thus far of this emerging project. which is an hour and a half long. And I watched it on 4 different occasions. I went, oh, I'm not sure people are going to like that. It's a big
I don't
one.
know about this one.
It's a big one, but it's gonna be great. So we're excited for you guys to see that in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, we've got some things to do, but it's on its way. But the main thing for now is the draft. Hopefully, in a couple of weeks, maybe Grinfinite. And also stuff will just pop up when we're just covering wrestling, right? Like something will happen. We'll have a video up there. Like, for example, Matt, how long have you been pleading with me to do this TNA thing, bro?
No, I'm not doing this.
He said, I had no more conviction in this TNA thing anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing that bit. Sorry.
I just love the business, bro.
He's right. I've been pleading for him to watch TNA. Yes.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? I don't even know that I missed the videos about it, really, I suppose, isn't it?
Just so you guys know now going forward, whenever I do get text messages that are updates on the system or things of that nature, I'm going to tell them to go to hell since I'm not allowed to text them about CMLL. So
I do that often, though.
You've done it before, which is more than necessary.
If I just tweet with quotes, apples and cocks, what do you think that will do?
Big numbers.
Yeah, big numbers.
Big numbers.
Direct numbers.
The graphic to pop on me. The graphic will make so much more sense when you see the whole thing too. All right, tremendous. Okay, boys, talk about whatever the fuck you wanted from me. I need to do something here on my gimmick. So,
I'll go back to the DNA thing.
Okay, go for it.
Earlier this week, which is actually, if you guys have followed along, this is actually at the same time that Joe was mad at me for texting about CMLL, which, to be clear, happened about 4 times over the span of 3 days. Joe fantasy booked a Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins reunion in my text messages. I'm not even doing a bit. I'm not exaggerating right now. Like, he fucking laid out like how he was going to book this thing, or how he thought they were going to book this thing.
Right. You can't do anything around here. I'm trying to. All right, just wait there, because this is where the truth has to be revealed. Okay. So,
I'll put the fucking screenshot on the screen.
I'm gonna read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it. We were talking about.
And see, the difference. The thing is, I'm a good friend, so I actually went along with them and like encouraged them because I'm a good friend.
I was talking about Athena and what she could do if she left AEW. Purely speculative, I don't know. That's what I was talking about. And Confirmed Shoot said, without any prompt, and now I understand that his tone here was a lot more venomous than I realized at the time. He said, what if she joins the system?
Yeah.
He brought it up. See, that's the key. I've never said, what if she went to Arena Mexico? He brought it up, and I said...
She just went to Arena Mexico, dude. Follow along. She literally wrestled there last night.
I said, I think they're breaking up.
Yeah, that was
you
sad.
sold big with no. You had 5
I'm a good friend. Yeah.
And I said simply that they're hinting at a Cardona Mize because you're a big Zack Ryder guy, bro.
Yeah, true. So earlier this weekend, I discovered how do you say it, Buster? Zandikin Jr.
Zandokon.
Because you said it differently than I was saying.
Zandokin, yeah.
Zandokin. Okay. And I was like, man, I really like this guy. Joe said, never text me again, you fat piece of shit. And I
Fatphobic Joe era?
I discovered a wrestler I like.
What did
I was telling my buddy about it, And look, I'm behind the times clearly that I've just discovered this guy, but still.
I mean, to be fair,
bro, I replied, "Have heard great things." I didn't even say it. I said, "Have heard good things." Oh shit!
To be fair to you, Matt, this has really been his breakout year. He's been good before this. I've been keeping tabs for like 2 years now, but
So basically, how this worked for me, and no one will be surprised by this. I watched the Friday show. And he had a parrot with him, in pirate theme, and I was like, "Well, this is the coolest motherfucker I've ever seen."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, I've discovered that he's actually good, and like I went back and watched the Dorada match, and so this dude fucking rules. I'm very excited about him now. I'm trying to find out when he started wrestling so we can get him in WCW at some point. But yeah, it's an exciting time for me. I'm discovering new wrestlers, Joe. I'm branching out. But I'm gonna get Bob to watch CMLL next.
Might as well. Don't watch anything else.
You want to spend $35 a month on CMLL, Bob? That's what JJ and I are doing. Yeah, man, it's worth it.
Why not? That was such a blatant lie.
And So I was talking to JJ about this.
I think it's still an honor club. So
yeah, you're the only one here. Holy shit! Someone else is trying to join.
Yeah, who's trying to join?
Oh no,
we're being told someone's trying to break in, but there's already 10 of us.
Someone click don't show again. More people.
Is anyone like ready to leave? Or is anyone on the edge of there ready to go anywhere? This is good motivation if you're desperate to leave and was looking for an excuse. If anyone's ready to step out, if not, we're just fucking rocking.
This could be a great bit too, because depending on who it is.
What just happened?
Wait, who left?
Marcus left.
Marcus.
I think that was inadvertent, though, right? I think that was an connection.
Yeah, I don't think it was. He would have said something. Or he was like, I got a bed.
How spectacular was that message, dude? Only a couple of us got it, but the message literally said, someone is trying to enter the stream.
The best part is now that Marcus, they didn't enter when Marcus, so they probably got told that they can't enter, and now they're, Marcus
is back. Marcus is back.
Mm-hmm. Wonder who that was.
We're shooting a hell of an angle here, folks, because
fucking
who done it?
Machine Gun tried to join the stream and couldn't get in because Bob's here.
Am I alive? Is the world over?
You're here, brother.
I don't know what the this is completely crashed over. But yeah, we back.
We are indeed. It's unclear what happened there, folks. We're going to try and keep you updated the best we can. In the meantime, we have some business handling our chat here. Sorry again to John Alba, the great John Alba. We apologize. Caden Lee, my top babyface in this promotion. Buster, can you do a good Caden Lee impression?
No.
Got a good Caden Lee here, because I'm imagining his inflection on this raw. I'm imagining it, Because I don't think he would have much venom, you know what I'm saying?
He would try his best, though. You know what I mean? He would try his best to sound very masculine. It wouldn't work.
Allow me to attempt.
Okay, go on.
MJF is starring in the brand new movie with Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix.
The voice was crazy. The content was tremendous. All right. Thank you, Caden Lee. That's the best you're getting. We love you, bro. I hope you're doing good. You've made is a great memory back here. Love you, mate.
He was very
a member for 8 months. I think he won a T-shirt once.
He did.
I think.
Did it ever get to him?
I don't worry about that part.
You're not a scamming promotion here. Things just happen and get lost in translation.
Things happen, bro. Here's what it is. He says, looking forward to real life cage match reviews and other content. That was a spectacular Manny Griffin, has to be said.
Hey, man. I will be looking for them damn Norman Smiley like 3.2s on cage match, and I will be putting them under further review.
Fuck you.
Okay. That would actually be a really fun series, right? Like cage match bombs and try to figure out if they're hidden gems. They're saying too that maybe bottom 10 cage
I'm watching
matches.
some of these tag matches that on WWE shows. They got like 4s, and I'm like, hold on.
Some of those matches are good. Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting. All right, thank you, Yuvme. We appreciate you, brother.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Beautiful.
There we go.
Beautiful. Can I just put this? I mean, look at this.
Real legends wear late night Grin shirt.
Is there such a thing as a good Caden Lee impression?
That's true.
Unbelievable line, dude.
I'll try my best.
He's cooking. John Alba's cooking.
Good work.
As far as this, so the way that like the draft and Grimfelt work is very much like what you guys see on the channel, this channel, where it will rotate depending on the topic. So there'll be some what ifs that are based on wrestling from the last couple of years, and Caden Lee will be on those, and Kieran Alex will not be. Same as like if some drafts, Caden will be. It will just rotate depending on what the topic is. So, everyone that's on the Grin, you'll probably see them at some point. Obviously, there's just there's less content, so you'll see them, more sparingly. But yeah, everyone's in the ball game for sure. We want a range of opinions on the thing. Thank you again. You've made Colts and a super chested shout out to LNG and Bob. Excited for the apples and cocks. It's a bit. I mean, that's a hell of a hook, right? It's a hell of a hook.
True.
Because now they're going to watch the whole thing, all 2 hours of it, and go, where is he going to get to apples and cocks? And I'm delighted to tell you there is really no good transition to apples and coffee. He just says it at some point. It doesn't really make sense in context, but it's a great. It's a great.
We going straight Gonzo with it? Like that's what's going on.
All I'm saying is he says it twice. It's not an outlier. It was intended towel. I do need to show love to our community here. We have already over 31 comments on the new video already.
Wow. Beast.
Which is awesome. We're at 243 subs, 72 likes. We don't have a big audience, but we have a fucking loud audience. I'll tell you that much for sure. We appreciate you guys for that. We're very, very thankful for the support. Trent has gifted 5 LNG Gold memberships. If you got one of those memberships, please thank Trent. If you did not, and you're not here, and you eventually see this, please thank him. Please thank him. We don't know how they work, but we are very thankful nonetheless for you gifting those. We still haven't figured that out, have we, the gifted membership thing?
We've tried.
There are people in the chat.
They just get assigned to people in the chat, right?
Yeah, but
go on, explain, because this is really confusing.
Yeah, it's very like I forgot who was it. Jumanji Hunter.
Yeah,
gifted 50, and not all of them went out. So we assumed that it was like, does it just go out to subscribers now? But that was never confirmed. So like,
okay,
I have no idea.
And sometimes there'll be people in our chat, like, you know, members of our community that are cool in the chat and are all in the chat and they're not members just because their membership lapsed. They won't get it when there's a 10 gifted and someone who's not in the chat will get gifted. It's really odd.
Oh, like, that's weird. Okay.
Big Fat Orange Cat got skipped over for like a month.
Yeah. And like, it's a bummer because obviously I'm happy for new viewers, but sometimes people will come in and be like, I just got given this and I've tuned in like once before. It's really weird. I don't get, and that's awesome. But like, when there's people actively in the chat about a membership, you think that would be the people they serve, right? So I don't know, but either way, we're very, very, very thankful. This is interesting. Look at this, Dukes.
Yeah, that's a real good question that I can answer. No.
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah, I mean that was expected. I wasn't expecting that to say anything else.
Dukes is actually, he's a tough guy to manage. You know, when everyone does those payday tweets, Dukes makes it clear he's on the outside looking in. Very 2014 WWF mid-carder in that way. Very, very much.
Shit, I'd be happy as hell on them paydays. I ain't gonna lie.
Yep, me too. Once I discovered it happened, party, bro. 2 days later. Yeah.
It is. We do this a lot, and I think people hate when we talk about money, but I like doing it because it highlights how bad the rest of the space is in that regard. So I'll always do it. I think we're fucked. Been there, done that. You know, I've got the T-shirt. I can talk about it. So it is not us putting ourselves over when we say this. It is you guys. We do not have a big audience. There are like 10 people a month that get like real money from the Late Night Grin. Now look, it's not money you can live on, but it's fucking real money. Like,
bro.
Hey man,
for doing wrestling content, bro. Like 10 people on the Grin make more money from wrestling content than I made in like my first 4 years doing Wrestling Show Online. Like, it's crazy, dude. And that's because of you guys. Again, it's not us. You guys are the ones that are showing us love, light, and supporting us. Our revenue is you guys. We don't have sponsors or anything. Buster's working on the gambling one, but it's you guys. So we always will put it over and we'll always be thankful for it because it's wild to us.
It's incredible, genuinely.
Yeah, it is.
Keep doing y'all thing, man.
Y'all
lying the people's pockets, man. Y'all love y'all for real. Like, y'all are incredible. Yeah,
are we paying JJ?
JJ has a I'm subscribed to his coffee gimmick.
Okay.
Because he's our official lead photographer.
That was about to make me very uncomfortable when I had to get really mad about that and crack down on one of my friends getting paid. But
well, JJ, we use JJ's photos for every thumbnail now, so it feels ain't right.
True, yeah, we probably should pay him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We ever get a Manscaped one, I am on it. We get some do-wives, we get some blue chews, man. I'm going crazy with the ads.
Bro, the Oracle of Wrestling doing a Blue Chew ad would be an experiment. We'd have to all come off screen, right?
We really need to get a sponsorship.
If you're feeling down, hit you a Blue Chew and you're already up.
It depends, right? It depends. Some sponsorships can be funny. Some are deeply unfortunate, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Slip Bob doing a Slim Jim ad. we pitch it. Bob has a pre-recorded fucking commercial that we pitched to. Yeah, that's true. JJ, we're just trading $10. JJ is tremendous.
It won't let us comp people, which is unfortunate.
That actually does annoy me. Yeah, I would like everyone on the roster to have.
Yeah, I fucking pay for the coffee.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do, but I do.
Reese, use promo code Apples and Cocks. Oh shit! Tremendous stuff. Matt's about to do some promotion. Actually, they're beautiful. Good work. All right, boys. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Anything else? We're just hanging out. I got no problem waiting.
Did you see that I copy and pasted that message into the LNG Promotions?
I did not. No, I did not. I did not see that, but I believe it. I believe every word. Every word. Man, this has been pretty wild, to be honest, right? For real, this has been pretty wild. We've had over 100 people here for a lot of this.
It's just been us sitting here talking. I don't know how wild.
No, I mean the people's response
doing
to
our
it.
thing. Yeah,
100 people are watching this shit, dude. It's fucking amazing. It blows my mind.
Bob, take your shirt off and swing it around in there.
PD Pablo style, baby.
But Bob, I was telling the people earlier about this upcoming Bob's Barbecue affair, and there's, I mean, industry experts are saying this could be the Grin of the year. That's the talk of the town.
Yeah, there's a lot of ideas for it. I don't know where we're going to land on a lot of them, but I got a lot of ideas that we're still trying to hammer out. I haven't told Joe many of them, so yeah, we'll see where we're at. I think maybe next week we can touch base on those.
Don't tell him. Just show up and do them all. Don't tell him.
That's fair.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
The live monologue will be spectacular. I feel like I'm very excited for that.
Very excited.
We'll do an Ask Bob Anything segment, right? We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. But yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about, boys? I mean, we could just do this for as long as you want. But is there any topics?
Dude, so Novi, we was over here talking about our vaquero Hangman Page earlier.
Oh yeah. I was listening to the broadcast while I was at my place of work.
How did the video do, by the way? The big one, the Hangman.
It did pretty good. Not so bad. I mean, it's a long one, so it's probably a little staggering to look at, but it did well.
Right. But you were happy with it, right?
I was very happy with it, and there were some replies in the comments that made me very happy. That was like, this made me more excited for All In. So that's really all you can ask for,
Yeah, I mean that's cool, and I do hope you guys get that moment. But I think you're gonna have fun regardless. I mean, you're gonna be leaving the venue at like 3 p.m. and so
listen, bro,
it's gonna be great.
We fucking better get that moment because I mean, I'm sorry to repeat myself, but I'm terrified of getting into a car with Novi. If
we won't get in the car. We'll have to like
go
on the street.
Yelling out.
What sucks? I met Novi today. Parking right next to the venue is like $70, so fuck that. We're gonna try and park like a mile away, so I just have to walk a mile with Novi just fuming. Texas heat.
Did you see the disgust on Bob's face when you just said that? By the way,
what?
We're gonna park a mile away and walk. Bob was like, "These fucking marks, bro." He was so mad.
Nuts for that.
Park next to the building.
No.
Degrees out.
Bob parked us right next to the United Center, man. We were right next to the building.
Do you remember when we were trying to leave United Center?
Oh,
I remember. He was driving like he was steering a fucking pirate ship.
Joe and my wife in the back seat, just terrified.
Bob sitting behind Bob as he fucking swings his arms violently and the wheel somewhat moves with it.
Didn't Adrian audibly ask where he was going at some point?
Yeah, because he was just spinning around in the car park.
I like 3 different times I said, "Oh, there's the exit," and he just drove right by it.
Bob's mad.
They closed off all the other exits, so.
Yeah, but we still drove by the one that was open multiple times.
Yeah, I know. But I thought there was another one that we could go to.
You
We stayed till the end of Ring of Honor, so everyone was gone by then.
Left us.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking awesome.
I forgot about that. Like, we were convinced.
Oh, yeah,
that, like,
because I went outside.
Bob, we were going to take. So the way this all, let's tell the whole story, whatever. I'm sure we've told it before, but we were going to take the bus to Collision.
Yeah.
And Bob was like, "Fuck that, I'll drive you guys." And I was like, "Bob, we got like 7 people." And he's like, "No, I got it." And he was right. But then the plan was he wasn't going to stay for Ring of Honor. So then we were going to take the bus home, which we were fine with. And then he stayed for Ring of Honor, but at some point he disappeared. And so we're standing around looking for Bob. And I can't remember how he finally got a hold of one of us somehow. He's like, oh, Bob's outside waiting for us and has been outside waiting for us for like 15 minutes now.
We was popping huge at the idea that Bob may have just left us. Like,
Yes.
Arseholes.
And we're like, there was hardly anyone left by the time we left, and Bob still couldn't figure out how to get out.
That was a hell of a time. It was a hell of a time.
That and Maroon 5 on the way there.
Bob's a big Maroon 5 guy. Yeah. Big Maroon 5 guy.
Big moves like Jagger, man.
I can't hear that fucking song without thinking of that trip now.
Well, This Love.
Yeah.
It's a good song. Reese has been a member for 9 months, may have missed it, but I have to know who in the LNG cinematic universe created the nightmarish piss grinning. Also, Oracle dog tier list where I don't know about that second part, but Raish, you got to claim the quote nightmarish piss grinning, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't think I want to anymore.
No, you have to. It was as soon as we saw it, I was like, that's so perfect because that's going to start all of these fucking videos, or at least be featured in after the bumper or whatever the hell as the bumper.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, the big one will have that in it. How funny is that thing?
When you said that to me, it was a mixture between this is the funniest thing I've ever seen and what the fuck is this?
Well, you do have to have a bit of, you can't take it too seriously, it's like.
That's what you said, though, is the first thing I thought about because I knew what you were working on. And I'm just like, they're going to put this fucking thing at the beginning.
We man, look, this thing
Nobody's
may fail.
doing it like us is really the point I have here.
This thing may fail. We're banking on there being a lot of people that are as weird as us out there.
Nah,
that's what we're banking on.
Fail. It's doing at least 2.4 million.
Yeah.
At least.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll let it play out. As I said earlier, and hopefully it makes more sense now, because I think for a minute I had the chat fearful that we were going to do some sort of fucking top 10, SummerSlam matches, AI voice and shit.
We should have had one of those ready, like for the launch. That should have been the start of the launch video and then like a record scratch, and then we do our actual video.
That would have been strong, actually, yeah. Maybe you should be the chief brand officer again.
Nah. Please.
But now
he's going in for the win.
You guys can understand a little more we meant more in terms of like, if this channel reaches not one extra person, we are still confident you guys are going to like this. So it's still like extra stuff, and it will never be. That will always just be a channel with free content. Like the membership thing is this only. We're not double dipping in that regard because it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, so hell of a night, boys.
Isn't there going to be some stuff from that channel that will eventually become some membership stuff over here? Can we talk about that, or should we not talk about that?
We can't really.
Okay.
I guess I'll put it this way. There will be some of the stuff will feature content that you will be able to watch on Gold just on its own rather than being cut up and clipped up. But like that will be saying that we won't be pushing crazy hard because it's more just a bonus for those of you that are with us as members already, But that will be something cool, especially for the aforementioned big one. You might get more context on apples and cocks. Yeah. It's hard talking about this stuff without spoiling it.
Yeah. I know. I started to say it, and then I was like, I should ask instead of saying it.
Yeah. So, and it should, we are, again, I know we keep talking the big one, but we're like 80% done. Like we have the outline, which there's a couple of things legal. Bryce needs to talk to legal.
Yeah.
Jerry McDevitt, we'll deal with him, and then we'll get this thing ready. Dukes, you got some things up your sleeve, right, for Jerry McDevitt?
Yeah. Sorry, I zoned out. I genuinely totally missed what you just said.
I was reading the chat.
Bob knows his email address.
I want to stress again that Tope doesn't know about the TEW series yet, but that will be on the new channel.
Wait, what?
You don't know. Yeah, no. You actually mentioned about 2 years ago, so it's your fault, really.
Is the other TEW channels on the Productions channel? The other
I told you this. This is what's happening.
What
it's
you told me
streaming.
this?
It's streaming on Twitch.
On Twitch. All right, never mind. I remember.
And then
now.
it's being edited as a YouTube video.
I probably don't need to be as mad about that then. I mean, I'm still.
That was what I told you. That was specifically what I told you.
I mean, I was fuming, so I wasn't listening.
Tope, what's going to happen is we're going to do Twitch streams TW, and we think it'd be a good fit for us to clip them up as YouTube videos.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
It's something that he pitched to me a few years back. I remember some of these pitches. I just keep them in the back pocket. All right,
sounds like
tremendous. Yeah. It should be noted once this thing gets rolling. I think you can assume that Tope is going to do some really unique projects. I'll put it that way. I think it's going to be some.
Yeah.
I've had
especially with Manny.
I've had the one project in the chamber for like a year.
Yes.
Which is like probably the most insane thing that I've ever thought of. But
it's beast though. It's beast. Hopefully it comes to life here on the Productions channel. Bob O'Neill, do you have a message for the masses?
What's up?
Okay, the leg must be crazy.
No,
he is really. Like out.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah. I kind of guessed it wasn't. All right, fair enough. Does anyone have any words for the people here? Because I've been talking a lot.
Folks, we're running out of time. Get your super chats in now.
Last call. We
Buster got
$25
$25 stolen from him today, so please get your super chat.
We're not going home yet. Our guy Fard sent a super chat and said, "Is Bob taking his shot?" But John answered, "Well, he's not." And we're establishing now that as much as we appreciate the super chat, if we establish a rule of peer pressure super chats for insane acts, Bob O'Neill will leave this channel very swiftly. I feel it will go very poorly. So for that reason,
it might get real crazy.
Yeah, it will get very crazy. So for that reason, I have to make a executive decision and say he is not. But we're very thankful for the super chat, Bob. We hope you're enjoying streaming. You enjoyed the video tonight, which it seems like people enjoy the video. Right? It seems like it. The live chat was really fun, and people love Manny the Hooper, who is
past 200 views.
Is a unique.
I mean, to be fair, it would be kind of rude to tell us they hated it while they're here. So even if they didn't like it, they probably just pretend.
You'd be surprised, but yeah,
fair.
Nah, yeah, the Grinners are pretty. They're willing to kind of just pretend stuff's good sometimes. That's why they're still here, isn't it? Really.
Mm-hmm. We've been pretty good at that too, honestly.
Yeah. Smackdown Live, Maggle. Oh, shit. All right, boys. Well, I'm ready to wind down if you are, but I don't want to be called a pussy by Matt.
No, I've been ready to go for a while now.
Yeah.
Basically, since that video ended, I was like, let's end this thing.
Feel like we peaked in it. We explained everything. Yeah. And we can take her home. Okay. Folks, I want to stress again. Channel linked below. Come on, man. Channel linked below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Buster, tell the people one more time, just briefly, because I know you plugged it. Grow time caps. What used to be better tier, LNG Gold members, this week you're going to have access to on Sunday. Buster, go for it.
This weekend we'll be doing, or Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Pure Time Capsule LCO. We'll be watching 3 LCO matches and talking about their careers. So lock in me, Novi, and Khalid.
Great way to learn a little, to watch some wrestling, to hang out with the boys. That should be a great time this Sunday night. Confirmed shoot. WCW lives. Tell the people how far we're into this, how much fun we're having with this, developmental things of that nature.
Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Halloween Havoc 2001. What episode is that? 29?
Close. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah.
What do we do? Booker T and Mike Awesome in the main event for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Bob Holly's wrestling the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. DDP and Jeff Jarrett. Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes defending the WCW World Tag Team Champions
against the Thrillers.
Yeah.
We got
Rob
Chavo
Van
and
Dam
Ray.
wrestling Steve Carino. Lance Storm's wrestling Marufuji.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're cooking, guys. Promotion's on fire.
Houses are up.
The houses are up. We got WCW Deep South, our developmental territory. We'll go through our second weekend, second loop. Lock in. I don't even remember what tier is that on.
That is the big boy tier, bro. Grinner Circle.
Grinner Circle. If you don't subscribe to Grinner Circle by now, what the fuck are you waiting for? You get 30 to 40 minutes of Joe and I making veiled references to tweets and posts that we saw. Tweets for Joe, posts for me. And then we booked WCW.
Dude, we do. Novi, do you have a video this weekend?
No, but there's a video you can watch on the channel, the Hangman Page Experience, youtube.com/@Noviak. I am reimagining the content on the channel. I'm continuing the vague bit. So look out. In the future, there'll be some exciting stuff.
Holy shit.
Reimagining is always a scary phrase. And that's what Ring of Honor said when they closed the promotion, I think. We're reimagining.
Hopefully we'll beat the odds.
Yeah, hopefully so.
I hope so.
Chris, anything you want to plug, brother?
Man, just excited to be here, excited for this new project. Everyone's very excited about it, passionate about what we're doing here. So everyone seems very bought in. I'm excited. Hopefully we get to your listener back, man.
Yeah.
That Novi one isn't, but you know.
Yeah.
That's me and Soap are gonna have chats.
Fuck Novi, right?
Lost media.
Lost media. It happens. Happens to the best of them. Tremendous. Tope, any final words for the people?
No, just excited that this next chapter of LNG is finally underway, and excited for the future ahead.
Yes, sir. Rice, same for you, I'm sure. Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, no, basically what Tope said. You know, it's going to be an interesting effort with us at the helm, but if you haven't already, I don't know how you made it this fucking far without doing it, but go to the description, subscribe to the channel, like the teaser trailer. If you didn't like it, that's fine. Dislike it, but leave a comment, tell us why you hated it, and sounds good.
Yeah, don't actually do that, by the way. That was just Rice was being modest. Don't do that. There's no need for that. At least wait until Cole does the apples and cocks thing, man. Come on. We're already prepared for those dislikes, please. You know? Dukes, any thoughts on apples and cocks?
No, but I have some thoughts on the confirmed shoot changing the little title under my name a couple times.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Giggling like idiots. I changed it to not Sam Guevara. I was being nice for once. I said he's not Sam Guevara, and it didn't fit. So yeah, now he's Sam Guevara again.
And I'm not logged in, so I can't change it back. Prick.
Well, there you go. Tremendous. Bob O'Neill, any final words for the people?
No, thanks for supporting us in this newest endeavor. I don't have anything to plug. I do have one thing for everyone. You brought it up earlier. I had to go bring it out. We're gonna do this one time.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Wait! Yeah, let's put him. Mac, you got this. Let's do this right.
I'm trying to figure out how we should do this.
If we do this,
oh my god!
Jesus Christ!
Oh my lord!
Oh god! Hang on, everyone! Wait, everyone, calm down.
Oh
my god! Okay,
there we go.
There we go.
Wow.
Here we go. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Look at
He's so gleeful.
Oh, shit, is it broken?
It's broken.
No!
No.
There it is.
Oh, we're good.
Those familiar tunes, folks. We're here.
Yeah!
Let's go! Shout out Jack in the Box.
Never been more back. Never been more back. Marcus, any plugs for the people?
Follow me on the old Twitter, Marcus Davis 904, and they're on Blue Sky. And whenever the hell I'm on WrestlePierce, I will let y'all know, because right now I am essentially a free agent.
Yeah, been there. Hopefully, get more offers than I did.
And tonight,
my own platform.
And if you are in the Selfmade Discord, if you're not, go ahead and subscribe to that and follow the Twitter account at SelfmadePW. Tonight, Ibu has put out the watch along recommendations for that tonight.
Jesus.
So the matches are as such. Blue Panther versus Viano 5 at CMLL 75th Aniversario 2008. AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels, APW King of the Indies 2001.
Oh shit!
Team TNA versus Team International versus Team Japan versus Team Mexico, Victory Road 2008.
Oh fuck!
Taichi versus Tomohiro Ishii, G1 Climax 29.
This is a hell of a lineup you got here.
And Takashi Sasaki versus Yuko Miyamoto from BJW 2007 Scaffold Deathmatch.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That'll probably be live at like 4 a.m. Right? Something crazy.
Depending on when we want to be around, it will be late as hell. But
yes,
if you're in Discord, definitely tap in for that.
There you go. Folks, we are very, very thankful for everyone that joined us tonight. A wonderful time. We appreciate the support. The Grins keep rolling on this front, on this channel. Tomorrow we've got Fave Fight Friday. Probably Collision on Saturday. Pro Time Capsule on Sunday. We've got the Retro pay-per-view ahead of us. We've got Grindication ahead of us still to come this month. As far as the new channel goes, we are hopeful that next week, your first look at a real video will be the 2005 draft, and then we'll kind of get into a rhythm as July gets here and we get some 4 months to kind of plan for. So stay tuned. If you haven't already liked this video, please leave a comment here, there, one or the other, preferably there, to be honest, right? So
both, not one or the other, both.
Well, I was just, I was being modest again, like Rice was earlier. Talking about,
Do the work, folks.
Do the work.
Do the
work. Bob, yep. Bob did bring out the lily in the soul, baby.
Yeah.
He brought the lily in the box. He's fair. He did the work.
You got an almost 4-year callback. Like,
yeah.
At least you could do is leave a comment.
I agree. All right, folks. Have a great evening. Whether you're watching the matches of the lads and self-made, we're watching TNA Impact, right, Matt? I know you are.
Go to
Access TV, TNA Plus, or your
CMLL tomorrow night, 10:30. Fantastica Mania. Mercedes Monet.
Cardona's not on that, bro.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Kevin Knight, Leon's on there in singles match. I'm locked in for that too.
Oh, that's gonna be fucking good. Lightning match, as I told Joe.
That is a good point, though.
Yeah.
We might be doing a Discord thing for these AEW CMLL shows, maybe. So stay tuned for that on that late night green gimmick.
Someone else is trying to enter again.
They are?
Yeah.
I wonder who it is.
Yeah, I gotta go anyway. It's 5, so
right.
That's fine. See you guys.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right, Bob.
Well, now we feel like we have to wait a minute. Now I'm scared.
This could be a great bit because, like, what if it's just a huge downgrade?
It's just gonna be Caden Lee.
I mean, it has to be a downgrade, right? With Bob
we
O'Neill.
go from Bob to Caden Lee.
That'd
The
be
best part is
a
I
huge
don't even know if
upgrade.
they can't get in now. They have to try one more time, but we don't know who it is, so we can't tell them to try one more time.
It's challenging, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
I think we wait until 3 hours. We've got 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Should just sit quietly like we're waiting in an elevator.
Smile and wave,
Good
boy.
idea.
Smile and wave.
See, I shouldn't say it because Matt's going to just do that now. Look at him. Look at Matt assuming silent position. I'm not doing this shit, bro. It's already making me uncomfortable. Look at it. Hold on. What's happening here? Hang on a second.
What is it?
Oh, this is very mysterious.
Oh
I'm
my
scared.
god.
Oh my god.
Yes. He's in a vehicle.
Oh shit!
The star, bro.
What a whack close this out. Hooper. Can you hear us, Manny?
Can you guys hear me?
Sure.
You're called before this. Bob. This is crazy.
Wait, is he frozen?
Yeah,
Look at Manny's face.
Yes. There we go. There you go.
Hear me?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
can. Yes, yes.
Yeah, we got you now. We got you now.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You guys keep going in between my radio and my headphones.
Yeah. I love the way you said that like it was our fault. Tremendous.
Right?
Manny, do you have a
Yeah,
message for the people?
Don't come to Texas, man. It's fucking hot out here, man. It's fucking.
Let's see.
I didn't catch most of the show, guys. I'm pretty sure y'all did great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Manny.
Thanks, Manny.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate that, boss.
We appreciate you, Manny.
So I put Manny full screen, so now I
Everybody
can
support the movement.
Yes, sir.
Which movement?
Please
There's a lot of movements out there, Manny.
Yeah, you may want
Which
to.
movement?
All right. It felt implied. He's fine. Don't worry about Manny. All right.
So now that we put Manny on full screen, I can say if you are in the San Antonio area, and you are having car troubles, Ingram Park Auto Center, go see Manny.
Oh fuck
Dude.
yeah!
Dox himself. Doxing yourself is crazy.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah. That's a very familiar towel, really, Manny, I have to say.
That's pretty much old hat.
He covered it up.
I think damage is done already, my man. I ain't gonna lie.
We're trying to give you business, Manny. There's nothing wrong.
Tope,
Yeah.
cover it up. Go back and post and edit it out.
We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
Tope.
Go back and post, brother.
Oh fuck!
Dude does one pre-recorded video and thinks he's De Niro. Take that out in post. All right, that will do it, folks. That's the perfect way to close this thing out. The hooper to close out there after Bob O'Neill brought the lily in the box out here one last time. This has been the Late Night Grin. On behalf of everyone you see on screen here, as well as these many characters from our thumbnail, as well as this graphic, as well as the piss one, as well as Apples and Cocks, Machine Gun Carl Anderson.
I'm really mad you deleted my dirty business screenshot. I put it back up and it's gone.
Wait, what?
The fucking screenshot from YouTube I put up earlier, the LNG dirty business.
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
Gone.
I'm trying to avoid lawsuits, bro. Nick Bach.
Nick Bach.
All right, folks. We're now going to let you go finally. Keep grinning. Oh, how. And enjoy this outro. Goodbye.